Hello, everyone. It's Pedro and Paul's
Hi.
podcast. So happy to see you once again. Hi, Tasha.
Hello.
How is you doing? Like our friend across the Atlantic, we say, how is you doing?
I'm doing marvelous. Being on the show again, I'm so ready and, you know,
As always, it's a pleasure for me. And we have tonight
thank
as
you.
well ECO TV that will be joining us in this great conversation. She's already in the studio already, but she'll be joining us even with the video later on in the day. So welcome back once again, Tiasha, and welcome to my say a big welcome to all of my viewers and my followers. It has been a great journey for all of us. I really appreciate all your effort and the time that you put into being our show every Saturday evening, 8 p.m. Central European Time. It's a great honor for me, and I say a special thank you to all of you. Today, we have a very lovely show, and we are talking about the almighty topic, the greatest of all modern talk show, men versus women. This great battle between men and women, where does it, how did it start, where is it taking us, and what are your opinions about it? Please engage with us in the comment, share the video. We'd like to hear from all of you. So today we'll be discussing about the great battle between men and women. I, for one, believe that men and women have always collaborated throughout the history of our life, of the world in general. That when I looked at every civilization that has been in this life on this earth, it has always been a union of efforts between men and women. But I am surprised that of lately, women in particular felt short charge in this arrangement. So I really don't know the genesis of it, and I don't know if it's just human nature that we like to whine as humans. With this, I don't mean only women or men. I'm speaking specifically as human. We like complaining. So my thought on this particular issue is that I felt that women, I believe that women felt short charge in this arrangement, and today they are pouring all of their anger, bitterness, envy, jealousy out there upon
Oh.
their men. And this is
Ooh.
something that is so crazy as far as I am concerned. The reason why I'm saying this is this. I've heard a lot of women saying that they don't need men. They would they would rather even hug a bear in the forest instead of needing men in their life. And I am not even asking them to change their mind. My simple question is, why don't they need men? What is this valid reason behind it? What has men done actually to have warrant this day from women? And how practical it is that men will not be needed in the society if women have this opinion about men. And my curiosity is also this. Are women really sure that they don't need men? Do women really believe that they don't need men? Because I have never walked in the shoe of women in my life, but I also know one thing about women. They hardly decide on one thing. So this idea of I don't need men, can we take that to be a concrete decision that they have made? Or are we going to wait for a time to come back and say, I changed my mind, I didn't understood better? It's confusing for me. I am not really interested in knocking women, but the fact is that women hardly decide, let's be honest. So when
Uh,
you
uh,
say you
uh,
don't need
uh.
men, what exactly do you mean? Go for it,
Okay,
Tasha.
first of all, how high are you men even carrying yourself that you think that you are so needed? First of all, right? I think that look at the single mothers.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna give you an example. Look at the single mothers. Let's take those single mothers who have no support whatsoever from a baby daddy or however they call them. Financial, moral, physical, whatever. No support whatsoever. A single mother. She doesn't need a man, does she? She can do it on her own. She step up, she goes, she works, sometimes does two jobs. You understand? It will provide everything at home, safe environment, a cooked meal, a roof above the head, and everything without a man's help. So, how superior, yeah, I'm gonna use that word, do you guys actually think you are? I mean, what kind of a role do you feel like you are playing that is so important that you would believe that a woman doesn't need a man? And I would say the same thing for a man. If I wouldn't know that, you know, you guys go mostly and mainly in a relationship because of sex, because of that intimacy, because of that need, because of that, women, we do go in a relationship, and study proves that they go in a relationship because they want to be taken care of. Now, but single men exist, single fathers exist. You understand? So I do believe like we can live in a harmony, but nobody should feel superior enough to say that, listen, you can't do it without me, or I can't do it without him, or whatever, whichever way you want to take it. So that's first thing that I want to say.
Okay, I have listened to you. I will come back to you. Let me take the opportunity to welcome ECO TV that has just joined us.
Yeah.
A special welcome to you. And
Oh.
it's a very hot topic tonight, and you are muted, madam.
I'm so sorry. I was even there. I just removed the phone. Good evening. Happy New Month.
Same to
Hi,
you.
same to you.
And
Whoops.
can you imagine with what topic we are starting the month? Men versus
Yeah.
women. It's quite unbelievable. And as always, I know it's a topic that some people will like to shy away from. They don't want to talk about it, but it's a monster that we are living with. This rivalry between men and women, especially in our modern time. I understand for a fact that look, the time that we are living now is quite different from the time that we used to live. And before I go further, I also want to make it as a reminder for anyone listening to us right now or that will come across this video. At times, as humans, we mistakenly believe in things that are not going to hold any water at all at the long run. With this, I mean the idea of equality between men and women. That aspect of our life alone could be taken from various angles, but we know for a fact that we could all agree that we are equal before the law. Are we really equal in nature, in real life, when it hit hard in real life? That I have a doubt. So when
No,
somebody,
I mean, of course you have a doubt. The fact is that we are better.
perfect, if my rebuttal to that is this: if women are better and smarter, how come women are not leading the world?
Who said that? Wait, hold up. Which world? Like the entire world now at the
The, ent-
moment?
the entire world, politics, business, technology, any aspect of life that you want to take.
I
Today, I'm
mean,
going to be ready for. I mean, turn on your trigger warning signal because today I'm coming for you.
I'm
Before
not bothered. Issy, are you ready? Are you ready? Because I'm ready. Let me tell
turn
you
on your
something.
trigger
Take
warning.
take Queen
The,
Elizabeth for example. Look at how
You
much
said
land she
you
was
said
leading at
Tasha,
the
just
same
hold on,
time.
wait. You said Tasha that women are better. If you are
Yeah,
better, then you should
and
lead.
I'm
What are the
answering, and
results of you? What are the results of women being better? How do we
you know what?
quantify it?
Yeah. Wait for it. We are better. Take Queen Elizabeth, for example. Look how long she was leading how many countries at the same time, common lands and everything. Secondly, I think that you men damn well know what a woman is capable of doing. And I think that that's the reason why the woman, as a woman, was prevented so many places. I think that that's even like let's take Afghanistan for example, the way they're taking women rights and stuff, like no education. I think they are damn well aware of what a woman can do. An educated, powerful, independent woman. That's why they took it from them. And I believe that when it comes to the world leaders, as you call them, men, okay, fine. But where are they leading this world? If they're so good, what is happening? If a woman was there, I believe we would live in a much better place because woman, if not anything else, we have that motherly instinct. We're gonna take care of people, regardless. So if a woman was a leader, this world would be in a, I believe so, in a completely different place. You're talking about world leaders, but you have powerful women in history. Come on, look back. Who invented an electrical refrigerator? Hmm?
Go on, I'm listening.
Disposable nappies.
We have the
Can
time
I
to
say?
discuss, to bring your open your
Yes, Easy, go
and
on.
bring all of your points.
Can I say
So
Easy
something?
wants to jump in. Come on.
yes,
Okay.
please do.
I really love this topic, and thank you so much for putting this together. I think it's right time for us to start talking about women versus men. Sister, I have to tell you that
Tiasha.
this word, okay, this word was made. I have to go back to my place from Africa. Then I'll come back to the whole world. Women are meant to to be mothers. The women are meant to take care of the home. We were brought up in a way that the men, they are not superior, but they are the head. And it's not just my place. If you go back to the Bible, that was how God Himself created it. So women are powerful, yes. God in His own way created a woman. The woman is full of gift because it is a woman that will get pregnant, have the child, nurse that child till that child will grow up. Fathers are there, they are good fathers that they are there, but the woman is the one doing the organizing everything. But when it comes to versus man, I personally, I believe that they should not be versus because at the end of the day, even when God created the male and the female, there was something He said, and I always like to use that word. After He has finished creating Adam, He Himself, the Creator, saw it that Adam was lowly, and He said, "Let us create a helper." So you see, that word helper, that is what we are for each other. I know some people has taken that word and said the woman is the helper. The woman should be submissive. I'm not going to talk about that. I personally see that two hands, I have this my two hands. If I eat, there is a food we call pounded yam with soup. If I eat with this hand, by the time I want to wash, if I'm washing if I'm washing one hand alone, it can never be clean. I have to put the both of them together, wash, and then my hands will be clean. So that is exactly how it's supposed to be between a man and a woman coming together, helping themselves, because there are gifts that you, as the man, you have that I, as a woman, I don't have. There are gifts that I, as a woman I have that you as a man you don't have. But when we come together, work together as a team, whether in the political sector, whether at home, then we'll do big things together. So that is what I see. I don't like the way I hear a lot of men, they look down on women. They think women have nothing to offer, and they are getting it wrong. And you see wise men, I've sat with wise men. I've talked with wise men. I see these wise men. They know they see capacity of that. They see the potentials that the women, maybe their wives, or maybe their I don't let me say wives, that this woman they have. And what they do is that they step aside, not because they are not man enough, but because they have wisdom, and they allow the woman to climb, but they will always be behind her. So that way there will be no man versus woman. So for now, I'll rest my case. Thank you.
Pedro, sorry, if you want to jump in, I just want to add this. I like that what you said. Although I'm not religious, probably you caught on that already. Um, but I have a feeling that like you alone said this. The Bible stated, for example, let's create a helper for Adam in that case. I feel like although it might be taken wrongly, let's put it like that, or it was misconcepted or whatever. I feel like
Yeah,
that it's getting misused to a point where women
exactly.
did need to stand up. Because what I see, for example, and I'm gonna talk now about especially mixing the cultures. I'm also married to an African. He's very traditional. He believes in that, like you all grew up. You know what I'm talking about. The man is the head of a house. The man is, I have a last word and stuff. All these beliefs. But where I'm coming from is not that I'm degrading my husband. I'm not degrading. I've never even tried that. But this was the beginning when we started. This was where the biggest struggle came in.
Yeah,
I understand you are the man of the house, and I want you to be the man of the house because I, as a woman, like I stated before at the beginning, I do want to be taken care of, in whichever
okay,
way. But I also want my freedom as a person. I'm not your
exactly,
slave.
exactly.
I'm not gonna be kissing your legs. Not that he wanted that, but in metaphorically speaking,
Yeah,
it was difficult for me. Like, okay, now I understand what he means. But when he was explaining his culture to me at the beginning, for example, especially from the Bible or traditional way, it doesn't matter. It came harsh to me because this is not how
okay.
we are growing up.
I
And it
understand.
felt like, what do you want me now? I'm not, first of all, I'm not a submissive character. Like, you cannot play with me. I'm a very strong headed woman. Because of my own traumas, the way I was growing up, or maybe the society, it doesn't matter. But this is who I am, and this is how I was brought up in these beliefs. And like, I'm standing very firm, and I'm not gonna back down. And I told him, listen, this is like one part of me that you cannot move. I'm gonna be a wife. I'm
Okay,
gonna be a partner. I'm gonna be a supporter. I'm gonna be everything and anything you need me to be for you. But I want the same back. It's not because you're the man of the house. It's not because you are this and that. You understand that I need to back down from my dreams, from my goals, from my reaching for the stars. And I think that
exactly.
it and it came, I think, this misconception here, how they taken it, even the non-religious people taking it out of the Bible. you know a woman was created from Adam's rib or whatever. I think that this is one that I heard of. And it's like, yeah, women cannot without men and stuff. And yeah, I'm biting my tongue at that moment because I feel like, in a way, this misconception is degrading women. And I think that's when the women, because of all this, the feminism kind of started. That's what I believe because it was like you're
Yeah,
taking
you're
everything.
right. You're very right.
Yeah, and I wish like
You're
the way
right.
you explained it
Why
because
did
at
I
the
say you're
beginning I
right?
wasn't with
You
you.
see, too much of tradition.
Hmm. Yeah,
Hello?
go on.
Me? The network? I think it's the network. Okay, are you hearing me? Are you guys
Yes.
hearing me? The network. Are you guys okay? Okay, I can see you get back. As I was saying, I said, you see, tradition has spoiled a lot of things. Tradition. Ooh, tradition. I respect my tradition. I'm not the type that talk against my tradition, but I hear some men when they speak.
We
The network
lost
is quite
her.
yeah, the network is quite bad today. I don't know about you in England, Tiasha. It's raining here even in my city, so
I'm in England. In England, everything is perfect.
that's true. So the 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 network is quite bad at the moment. I think we have her
Okay,
back.
I'm
Yeah,
here.
you're back. Great.
I'm here.
Hi, welcome back.
I don't know what happened. I just went off, and I was saying, okay, this network. I think my network is good. Trying to look. Yeah. Okay, as I was saying, we're talking about tradition. You know, this part of my part of the world where I come from. I think tradition has done, will I say good or bad? Because a lot of men, they have taken this tradition thing and they have used it,
Hmm.
they misuse it.
Hmm.
Because of tradition, they won't give the woman freedom to be who she is. They will not have, because of I years back, I met somebody, then I was dating somebody, and I still remember then he told me to my face, he said, "You're too intelligent for my liking.
Ooh.
You will get to the top, and I don't think I like a woman that will get to the top. I need a woman that I need a woman below. I have to be on top of the woman." He told me to my face. And that was the reason why
Ego.
that was the reason why we separated. I'm not saying he's not a good guy. Yeah, he's a good, but that was his mentality. He believed that he needed somebody that you cannot have a dream, because I've always had dreams up till now. I still have dreams. I want to accompany my dreams. So I need a man that will join me, that will encourage me, that will tell me you can do it.
Mhm.
So you see, a lot of men have taken tradition to believe that the woman need to be average, and I don't think it's right. A woman, not because I'm a woman, I need to be. If I get to the top, that's it is also your honor as my husband.
Mhm. Exactly.
You understand? But this is
Yeah.
something that a lot of men, they don't get it. This is not even maybe the person is an illiterate. No, it has nothing to do with maybe the person is learned or not. You see, whenever I'm talking, I go back always to mindset. We are talking about this. I think I was having this conversation with some group of people yesterday when we were talking about women, what women like and what women, and I hear men speak. I was well, and these are young guys. These are some guys, they are not even yet married. So I hear them speak and I'm like, wow, what a pity for whosoever
Mhm.
will be lucky to get married to such men. You know why? Because I see these people, they already have their own mindset, their belief. You see, this belief, not belief, belief of a thing has brought a lot of people backward, most especially when it comes to
Mhm.
men. And that is where you see a man versus women. And that was why I said, I said, I have met men with wisdom. that they were able to understand that, look, there is a gift inside this woman that I don't have. So I just need to support her. A lot of men will call such a man a fool, that you're not man enough. That is the real man. Man that use
Yeah.
wisdom. Such man is not doing comparison. He's not doing woman versus man. You understand? So I tell people, I think I used this word yesterday when I was talking to them. I said, my advice to all of us, a lot of us, I remember I'm talking to my people, I said, we have the opportunity to leave um, our place. They said traveling is part of education. So we are out, we've seen things, we should do better because we now know better. When I say we should do better, we now know better, does not mean that you leave your tradition. I love my tradition, I respect my tradition. But in as much I respect my tradition, I think I need a man that will join me in my dreams, just the same way I will join him in his dream, encouraging each other to grow up and be the better version of ourselves.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Thank you so very much because I've listened to the both of you. And one thing I will say is this: it is easier said than done. Join me in my dream and join you in our dream. Honestly, when you talk of respect, what makes a high caliber of man? It is not what women think of the man, it is what other fellow men thinks of the man. So if a man is respected in the society, if we want to quantify what makes a man among fellow men, a man that is able to lead other men, it is the respect that that man is able to derive from fellow man that can go to war with him, give to him. I am sorry, either for who is religious or not religious, this is something basically that most female cannot understand. You can be the head, you can be the president of a nation. It does not have anything to do with the respect that men give your husband. If men were to give respect to the man, it has the way men equate respect or accord respect to a fellow man is quite different from what women generally believe respect should be. This is
Mm.
something that, unfortunately, I have not been able to have the instrument or maybe bring to the understanding of women, but I think it's something that we can never be able to understand among ourselves. I'm very sure of this because oftentimes our head is where they are. We hardly even want to come to the middle to really understand this particular aspect because one is talking of freedom. If I really ask freedom for a woman, what is it actually? It's probably to be able to go and walk, to do this, do that, and everything. Fine. It has to do with the kind of man that you are living with as well. Because one thing that I would like to tell you two and every other person is that look, for a man, oftentimes, or biologically, because here I want to talk of biology, the way we are wired personally, a man wants to be able to provide. A man wants a situation whereby in his household, I don't talk of the larger society or the world as a whole. In his household, he at least have some relative control at the end of the day over that house when it comes to provision and protection, as far as those two things are concerned. But that at times, the way it is communicated to their significant other might be communicated wrongly and it could be interpreted by the woman to mean the person taking away their freedom. So I have seen even feminists, quote and unquoted, word recognized feminists, they are not humble or following the lead of their husband. But at the same time, these are very strong women, but they will follow the lead of another man in their place of job. a place where they will work maximum 30 years and they come back to their family and everything. So if really we are saying that I need a man that will believe in my dream and everything, where is the distinction between this man believing in your dream and you being able to follow the lead of that man? Because if you are not able to follow the lead of the man, irrespective of what you think in your own house, between that man and his fellow men, because here you and I can argue, we can agree it is his life and everything. But when men measure their success in life, oftentimes it is not what other women think about them, it is what other fellow men think about them. That is why today a lot of men feel emasculated. Not that they do not know they have a great woman in their life and everything, but that honor that they would have preferred or wished for come from other fellow men. Oftentimes it doesn't come. No matter how you praise me as a woman, I am more confident when a fellow man tell me, look, you are a man, you did it. Because I know what it takes to be a man. If another man tell me that, look, guy, you did it, it, it has a very different significance than what a woman tells me. Does it sound politically correct? No. But unfortunately, that is what the real life is. When men give you your flower, it's different from when women give you your flower. How can we change this narrative? I don't know, but a lot of men are suffering from this idea of not being able to live up to the expectation of other fellow men. And here we talk of freedom as well. Freedom,
But
maybe is the question that I really need to ask right now. What exactly do we mean with freedom? At least from the point of view of a woman. A woman that is maybe is in a committed relationship. How does that person define freedom? Freedom to be whatever she wants, which is already respected around the world, and what is the implication of that freedom in their relationship? I think that is not being discussed as well. How do you define this freedom and how well is it to be applied in the relationship between man and a woman?
can I jump in, please? When Easy stopped talking, the first thing he said, it's easier said than done, which to me implicates the fact that men too often think about themselves, not how the woman feels, not what the woman wants, not what the woman's dreams are, not how the woman feels a lot of times. And I'm talking about people in a committed relationship as well. I am happily married for 13 years. You are in a committed, happily married relationship. You understand? For EC, I don't know, so I can't speak. I don't know her that well, but I'm saying that I came across that before, and I exploded. And I am million% sure that you, as a man, or I'll rather speak, your woman, came across that at least one time in a relationship before. You just said what I like. Maybe we are beating around the bush, and maybe you, as a man, went straight into it. So you have a woman at home, a woman who will drop when a woman loves, a woman loves. Let's put that out there. When a woman loves, that's like a whole another level. And the fact that men misuse that to the extent that they even care more about what the fellow man says. Well, okay, when you drop down, well, let them take care of you then. That's what I said to my husband million of times. When you get sick, let them take care of you. I don't give a shit. If you think that they're better, that their opinion matters more, then go there. You want me to pack your bags? You want to go live with your friends? Let me see the satisfactory level they're gonna give you.
Mm.
I am that kind of a person. I will be like that. I will fight for my right in my marriage. Because if I drop down every single thing because of love, support, and everything I feel for you, I expect the same thing from you as number one. Because if we're talking about equality, fine, okay, maybe we can, really cannot be equal as roles, so to speak, we play in this world. Fine, okay, I will take that, right? And I will accept it. Fine, but the fact that you basically disregard, or I will even say degrade, the love and the affection that a woman is able to give to you and swap it with another man's opinion. I mean, I'm baffled. I'm actually, no, it shouldn't be like that. Let's put it like that. It shouldn't be like that. Because at the end of the day, if you stay with our wife, is that your friend gonna wipe your ass when you're old? No. If you're in a financial struggle, like, or whatever, or your kids get sick, is that friend gonna jump? No. It will be a woman. A woman will be there for you. You understand? And that's why, especially, and I'm going to talk about Western world now and mixed marriages because I'm in one. This is like a main struggle. People need to wake the fuck up. I'm sorry, I'm swearing, but yeah, that's how it is. That's who I am. I just like it. It boils my blood, honestly, because now you just said, you just clarified that another man's opinion is more important than your wife's. You will care more what he thinks or how he uplifts you than a wife. But for you to go to job and be there where you are, it was the wife who was providing all that support. If not anything else, she provided a safe environment, a cooked meal, a clean clothes, and that shirt you are wearing is ironed because of her. So you can go and represent in that office. But yeah, you go for that beer at the end of your work shift, and whoa, you've done well, my friend. Today at that meeting, you knocked them. You're amazing. You're gonna come home. The wife is gonna tell you the same thing. How proud she is of you with your favorite meal, and you're gonna be like, "Fuck it." Are you serious? Nah, nah,
You
uh,
know,
uh.
we have a modern lingo in Nigeria. We'll say it shock you. It shocked you in the sense that you wasn't expecting that at all. But here we are here today to talk about not things that are politically correct. We have to be able to know how we think. Because the divide between us is not being able to understand what thing caused the other. You see your rebuttal to my argument right now. You would have
Hmm.
expected that a man would have believed and put in high esteem the opinion of the female folks and whatsoever. It is true. That is how it should have been. But
No, don't get me
reality
wrong.
sees
I
that.
know what the reality is, but the fact I just said before, the fact we as women maybe sometimes are beating around the bush and trying to find the solution. We know the answers. Like I know that sometimes I don't know. My husband hearing something from a friend means more to him for some reason that if I would say something. But you know what? To At the end of the day, to a certain extent, it's fine that that it boosts his ego to a certain extent, but what I meant with that is, Pedro, what I wanted to highlight is that it came out of a man's mouth, and that it sounds degrading. And today I told you I'm having my punching gloves out. You bring it, I'm gonna bring it back to you. It's wrong. It's always been wrong. I'm not accepting it as a Western
No,
world
no.
person or a woman. Nah,
When he said that, I was wow. I was like, wow. That means
hmm
if I have to compliment my man and my own is not accepted, wow,
hmm
is a wow, is a wow. I am not a man, so I don't know if my man should prefer the compliment of another fellow man more than, because I think we are in it together, we're building together, we're doing the struggles together, everything, just as you said, everything we do it together. So I think I am in the best position to tell my man, "You're doing great.
Hmm.
You're
Or
the
you are
best
shit
in
at
the
it.
I
Hmm.
am appreciate. I don't think
Yeah.
somebody else outside should come and appreciate him more than I do, because
Hmm.
maybe you can appreciate him if you're working together and maybe he did a presentation and yes, and he came out beautiful with that presentation. So you can just like, oh, guy, you did a good job there. That one I can understand. That one is a job thing. But I think when it comes to building the relationship, we are in it together. And I think I am the one saying the effort you put in. So I think when I tell you you've done great, it should be accepted. So
Appreciated, and at least, if not anything else, seen, Pedro.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. The thing is that I was talking about getting honor in the society as a man. I use the word when you say that man is a man's man. You and I said it earlier on.
And that was
I
why
have
I said in your office. When I mean in your office, it can be in your working place, fine, your co-worker, but in any area, yes, you can take compliment. But it was when you said the woman's own, it was like, oh wow, because it sounds so weird. Like
Hmm.
our compliments to our men are no more
Pam pam.
appreciated. Mm.
the
Oh, I
compliments
see.
are
I'm so
the
happy.
compliments
I'm so happy you are here.
the compliments are appreciated. The thing I'm saying is that when a man congratulates a fellow man, it means you've been able to do it. You are a conqueror and everything. Men have two worlds that they live: their personal home and the society in general.
Mm.
To add to what I was saying, I am speaking here as a man again. If for you to be a man of honor in the society, men have to consult with you. Other fellow men have to recognize you that you are a man of honor. And that's something that doesn't come easily for a man. A man could live his entire life and is not able to gain that honor from fellow men.
Okay.
Okay, can
What
I
about
ask
the
you a
honor?
question?
What?
I want to ask a question.
Please
What
do.
is this honor that you're talking about? Because I
Mhm.
still don't get it. This
Please be
almighty
be
honor.
being re- this is the divide. Yeah, I'm happy that you asked. This is the divide. At the end of the day, what most men live and die for is being able to gain respect by other fellow men, being the type of a man that can make it happen, being the type of a man that have a say in the society.
You see.
And it is very common because the way naturally we nurture the female folks in the society, it is very easy for a woman to believe that she is loved, she is qualified for anything, she is important and everything. But a man, importance in the society has to be gained by fellow men. People have to open the door for you. You have to be invited into the cycle for you to have a say in the society, for you to be consulted by other fellow men for whatever it is that you consider important to you in that society. It is very important as a man. Otherwise, if you live in a society whereby your say does not mean anything, you are just among the crowd that believe that they have right, wah, 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 but it is practically doesn't move a needle in the society, then as a man, well, I'm sorry, you are behind. This is the unfortunate situation that a lot of men find themselves.
Oh.
Well,
So can
to,
I
to,
please
to,
ask?
bring, to bring home my goal, to bring home my argument in this aspect of honor again. Do you really believe that a lot of men feel satisfied with the life that they are living when it comes to being able to provide for their family and having the honor that the society should recognize to them? Do you
Okay.
believe that? men with the way you know them today, even with the modern time that we live? Do you see them living a satisfactory life?
Okay, first of all, I don't know. I don't care. That's up to you. But the fact that you just mentioned that it's like, no, seriously, let me just point something out there.
Hmm.
The way you describe that is like the man tries all of his life to suit everybody else, and it's trying for his honor and the way he's gonna be seen by other rats outside, instead of investing in his own home, investing all this energy to be honored at home as a husband, as a man, as a father, as a provider, as a safety net, as a I don't know what. Where is that energy then? Because if you use all the energy to be recognized as a best dressed, best earned, having the most beautiful wife, having the most children, I don't know what else, you understand, in the eyes of society, come on. Imagine a woman doing that, because I'm sorry to tell you, when it comes to women's society out there, then a woman will never, ever, 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 never fit into that. Because what we need to fight in that case, I don't need a man then, I don't need the family, because all my time invested would go into that. What is out there? What about behind four walls? And this is where the problem comes, because all of you are so fucking superficial what others see. But listen, I, as a wife of you, know more. I know you deeper. I know you to the gut and out and back again. I
Powerful.
know every corner of you, you understand? So who do you want to fool?
Tiasha, we have
Hmm.
we have
Yes.
both been alive for quite some time. Do you really believe that you know what men want? Do you, with your experience in life, with the things that I have said tonight, do
Listen.
you really believe that you know exactly what men want? Even looking at the experience with the things that you explained just right now. Why do
Okay,
you think
first of
women
all,
never really
I
get to
cannot
understand what they want?
I get that. But I cannot know what you want if you don't know how to communicate that out with me. First of all, I'm not David Copperfield. I'm not a magician. I'm not a psychic medium. I'm not a clairvoyant or whatever. If you do not express what you want and need and blah, 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 I cannot know. And I am not trying to know. Because your job as a human being is, whether you're in a relationship or single, whatever, if you know how to tell your friend you want a beer instead of a wine today, then you can go home and tell your wife what you want as well. It is not my job to discover.
Do you want to hear another truth, another shocker from men's perspective?
Yeah.
Idris Elba. He said one of his famous quotes. He said that for the fact that women like to be tinkled, they like for you to conquer any woman, you have to tell them sweet things. They like to hear sweet things and everything, then they will give in. And men has learned to lie to women, and women too. They understand that men like appearance. They wear makeup or whatever to enhance their beauty. If you want, and they share the quote maybe later on in the show. What he's just saying is
No,
that
that's
no, you don't agree, Tiasha, doesn't mean that it's not the truth.
no, 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 no. I said I don't need it. I'm familiar with what you're saying. Sorry, I didn't finish my sentence. Yeah.
Perfect. So, why are you surprised that I'm telling you? I am just bringing in the way that men in general reason, and it kind of surprises you because that's the reason why I asked again.
It's
We
not
have
about
both,
surprise.
we have our families and everything. We are speaking here today generally because
Yeah.
really majority of the people that we care about have not met someone that kind of understood them and choose to walk with them, either with their flaws and their blessings, just like we are doing. But the fact remains,
Okay.
a lot of people are struggling, the both sexes, they are struggling among themselves to understand each other. If we know exactly, don't you think as a woman, if you know generally how men think, the proclivity that men have about things, Don't you think we can do better as a society
Okay, we can
without
also do
dismissing
better.
it?
Can
Yes,
I come?
we can also. Sorry,
Can I
Isi,
say?
just a second. I will let you just. I need to add this pinch, pinch of salt on his wound now. If you are
Okay.
saying that, then you men, you know that we women are emotional human beings. You women know the deep communication level that we want to have. Then why don't you do better? Okay, Isi, go on.
Okay. Sorry. Mm. I want to correct something you said before. You said it's not my duty to know what the man wants. Is
Yeah,
it
yeah,
your
to
duty?
discover. I mean, to
Is
in a way,
it
like
your duty?
for me to dig into you, it's about you
It's
telling
your
me.
duty. It's your duty. It is our
I don't
duty.
know.
It is
Listen,
our duty.
yeah, to
Listen,
that extent,
it is
yeah,
my
I do want to
duty.
know, but I'm not on a place to dig into my man. If you do not want to disclose it, I'm not a Copperfield, like I said before. I cannot know. You
Okay,
understand? I cannot do magic.
can I say something? Okay, you
Yes,
see,
please.
when it comes to relationship to me is not just a man and a woman. These are two people that are coming from two different um culture. They grew up in a different environment. You're talking, you told, if what I understood, you got married to an African man. Even me as an African woman, getting married to an African man, we are coming from two different homes, two different family, environment different. So there is a way I was brought up, and that man wasn't brought up that way. So coming together, we are now I carry my mindset and his own mindset. We join together. So it is now my duty as a woman to try, definitely not 100%, to try and find out what makes the man I'm living with happy or what makes him sad. So also it's his own duty to find out about me. You understand? I try to understand what Pedro was saying when he was talking about honor. In as much I am not 100% in agreement, because for a man to be honored, he has to be honored first from his home, from his home. Be a good husband, a good father, provide for your family. Then, when you go out, I think people will see your family and know that indeed you're the man that is taking care of that family. So I don't think you need anybody to applaud you, to tell you, take this honor. Honor, I don't think honor will have to speak. The people see what you've done. So I understand the part that you need, and because of the part of the world where we are coming from, not just part of the world where we are coming from. I think men, they have this thing they call ego. I have boys as children. Sometimes when we are having a little mommy and sons disagreement, I see the ego in a man. I see it already in them as children. So yes, they have this ego, and they want to feel. But just as I said before, a wise man. I know the Bible said a wise woman built her home. Now me, I want to quote it my own way. A wise man also built his home. Build his home in the sense that the honor you're searching for out there, you're getting it inside. Because it's only when you make your family, your wife, your children happy, that is when you will feel fulfilled as a man. I don't think when you're not able to cater for your family and you're searching for honor out there, well, I don't know what to say. So that is all I have to say for now.
Can I just clarify this, please, with EC and maybe the rest? I agree with you. Yes, but the fact remains the same in my eyes. I can know just as much by living with you. You understand? It goes to certain level. There are things that need to be communicated. Yes, okay, there are small issues like that that I can know what makes my man happy or sad or upset or whatever. He does about me as well. But the difference is, like, I'm speaking also in general. It's not my case, so please, not everybody is gonna think like something is going on. It's not my case. I'm just speaking in general that it's a man often doesn't communicate his needs and wants. He I don't know, it's like you are there, you
Because
exist,
when
you
a
come
man
home.
communicates his need, it becomes a problem in the relationship. A man's need
Does
is
it?
never respected. Most of the case, a man should be in a
The
position.
Pedro, come on. No,
A
that's
man
not
should be in a
nah.
position. Listen. I invite you for this show today. Now, what we do, man versus women, you will talk. Oh. A man's need should be the last thing to be satisfied in a family, except that man is not worthy to even be called a man. What is
Did
your
you
need
say
as a man?
should? No, wait, did
Should
you
be
say
the last
should?
thing. Should be
Should.
the last thing. Yeah, a man's need. A man should put his family first. I talk about protection, provision, and being honored. We are just walking around about this honor, because I know for a woman, I agree with you. I kind of see your point. It would have made sense to you that he is first honor in his family before we now talk of honor outside. But I'm sorry to bring it down to you. In men's world, that is not how it operates. In men's world, that is not how it operates. We might choose to believe that we live in 2024, we are civil human being and everything, but some things still remain in biological terms. A woman, like you said earlier on, is nurturing in nature, helps the man to iron his dresses with which he went to that meeting and conquered the world, helps the man to iron the dress, prepare him better to face the world and be able to conquer. And probably in layman's term, bring home the bacon to enjoy with his family. Fine. We now know that we live in 21st century. Things have changed. We have even woken up to it as well. But the fact still remains that when it comes to both man and woman today, the majority that are not happy with the status quo from the research, at least the last few research that was said, that was released, that majority of women in Western world, unfortunately, especially the highly educated and sophisticated one, they are not happy. Most of them are in therapy. They don't feel satisfied, despite the fact that they have more privileges and rights independent than generations past. They don't have fulfilling relationship with their opposite sex. That's the truth. It's not
Okay.
as I'm making this up. There is a huge problem in the society. The question is that this our mindset. I asked earlier on what is the definition of freedom to you in a relationship or in modern time. We have not answered that because we tried our best to attack the fact that I said a man needs honor from outside and everything. So what the research
I'm coming
and the
back.
statistics are saying are different from what you and I are feeling.
Okay. Can I please, before I forget, you
Bring it on.
how can a man be in a satisfactory relationship if all his attention is going to how he's recognized in a society? I would need a therapy after that as well. How do you
I
expect
didn't
that?
even say man, I said women.
No, no, wait, listen. Yeah, exactly. Take it from there. Because if a man takes all the energy out how he is and he doesn't bring anything home, I am a one very unhappy wife. Because if you have time for everybody else apart from me, well, kudos to you, yeah? Really. This is why, yes, because all the attention is there, how society recognizes you. You know? What kind of a lion are you? It's like,
Tasha,
what about at home?
Tasha,
No.
do you think, from your experience, I asked the question before, I'm asking again. Do you think generally that women understood what men want?
No, as much as you guys don't, it goes both ways. It goes both ways.
What if I tell you tonight that on average, men across every culture, every society around the world, on average, will simply need a woman that will fit in into their program.
What are we? What are we? A puzzle piece.
You
I'm
see
not
how
a
crazy
puzzle
it
piece.
sounds?
Yeah, I
You
know,
see
but
how
I'm not a
crazy it
puzzle
sounds?
piece. Yes,
That,
but I'm
that,
not a
that, that
puzzle
was the
piece.
reason I was,
So,
before I moved into this direction, that was the reason I was trying to get to hear from you what you believe freedom is all about. I asked, you said as a woman that you have your dreams and everything. It's even
mhm,
related to experience, her past experience. And that was just one case, but I can tell you there are millions of men like that around the world. We are not going to discuss that today. We are here today talking about the general, something
mhm,
that we all understood to some extent. The truth is that as we live today in 2024, on average, women do not understand what men really want because they see what they believe men should want or should do from their own lens. And if I ask you, if you really want to be honest, you would have understood that men are very simple, are very lazy, would rather just sit on the couch, watch television, and just relax and just let the woman do everything in the house. That's the problem too. But the thing is that oftentimes some men just want to go out there, do whatever they can with the bacon, bring it home, and let the woman be in charge without too much hassle and competition between themselves in the household. But oftentimes, what women really like the most, which I believe you mean with communication, is a man that will go toe to toe with them and go all the emotional cycle together with them and everything. But oftentimes, men don't do this. Men communicate less and they only communicate when they believe that it is necessary to do so. Otherwise, majority of women around the world will not believe that men do not communicate their feelings. Because mind you, even when you communicate your feeling, it's a taboo. That means that a man actually tell you exactly what they think. You
mm.
may likely never give him the light of the day. It shock you. I tell you, say this show today na fire. My detention you ask for this show. It shock you.
Okay,
Let
I
man
I
talk
raised
wetin
up
he really think, wetin he want. Na
I
problem.
raised up my hand before because I too I want to know what men want. I think I want to know now.
But
What do
you
you
see the
think?
controversy. It's
You
so
want me to,
controversial because you have
No,
one
because
you,
sentence saying men do not
I want to
communicate,
know
and then
because I
you
you
want me
want
to
I
us
tell
to
you
know.
what men
Oh,
want? You want me
what?
to tell
mm,
you what men want?
The opportunity to
Okay,
welcome
go on.
Frank. Welcome
Yeah,
Frank. You came
I'm
in at the
sorry
right time
for,
actually. The one keep
yeah,
missing so.
I'm sorry for coming late. I misplaced my car key, so I was looking for it.
You
Um,
see, you should ask a woman where is it. She probably knew.
no, she wouldn't know. Well, man doesn't actually need much things. Both
Mm.
inside and outside, not much. Just three things that a man needs. Just three
now
is
what?
common for every man.
One.
The most important and the most important for a man is this. The number one, the most important. The other two, they are just
You
like
see,
this.
she
But
cannot even say it. So what is it?
the
Come on.
most important for a man, the only thing
Is
that he wants,
respect.
he just want to know that he's a man. Just recognize he is a man. That's it.
Excuse me, he is a man. He is a man
Ah,
Yeah.
already. I'm not
Now,
taking him to
ah,
be.
no. Let
hey,
me tell you. Let me tell you something.
ah,
The prime minister of Italia is a woman,
Mm,
no?
yeah.
Okay. She's a woman. We know how to be a woman, isn't it? All right.
Yes.
But she's a prime minister. She has a position.
Yes.
mm,
And you can't just talk to her because you can't just address her just a woman. We know she's
Mm-hmm.
a woman. No.
Mm-hmm.
There is something that she carried.
Mm-hmm.
And that will determine how you approach her and how you
Okay.
address
mm,
her. So a
Okay.
man, there is a way you must address a man, even if he's your son. There is a way you will talk to your son. At a point in time, he wouldn't agree with you, even if you are
Okay.
right. Because why?
Okay.
You did not give him that honor. Is a man.
ah, ah,
It is not an ego. It's just the nature of man. That is how nature made it.
It's an ego. It's an ego, and it's your
it's an
ego.
No,
And
no,
ego.
I'm not even I'm not
no,
even
it
saying
is
this.
not. There
Okay.
is
Now,
It
something.
is.
No,
okay. Okay. Wait. Now,
listen.
I am really I am really getting this. I am really, really. Look, I think I have to cover this my book. Let me write. I love this class. I love this class. Okay. The number one thing is honor. Because
So
we've been talking on this honor
you
thing. See?
listen. Please listen. Please listen. This
Okay.
is where
Sorry.
we are having problem. Okay. So
Okay.
now a man's need is just one. That one is just that to just let him know that he's a man. Either he's a
Okay.
boy, is a little boy, is anything. Just let him know that he's a man. He's respected, he's recognized. That's all.
Mm.
You can't just address a man anyhow. Eh,
Okay. I get it.
no, no, no. You
Your
don't have to.
Majesty, we understood. Your
Of course, you
Majesty,
can
we
do that.
understood.
So that
Okay.
one is
Number
number
two,
one. So
Jesus
when
Christ.
we're able to get that, is okay. Do you know that the second thing that a man also need praise. A man need
Okay.
praise. When you
Okay.
tell a man that he has done well,
Okay.
okay,
From who
if
now?
he's
From who? Bros, tell
Society
me.
from
probably easy.
from
Society.
anybody around him, anybody around
Okay.
him. It
Mm.
could be a
Okay.
wife, it could be children, it could be friends and all that,
Okay.
it could be mother.
Praise.
All right. When you tell
Praise.
your mate child that he has done well, if he has done one thing good, you praise him that, no, look, man, you great boy, you great boy. He will do two. If he has done one before, he will not do two or three at a point in time. All right.
Okay.
Because now his effort is being rewarded, is recognized.
Sorry,
Okay.
sorry. So
Then
first you show him he is a man, then you clarify he's a child. Okay, I got this. Third,
okay. The third thing that a man also crave for, is just peace. Don't
peace.
disturb him much. Don't disturb him. Don't query. Even if he's a little child, he's a boy. Come here. Why did you go there? Why did you do this? Do that? He will be frustrated. What? Please. If you ask him question directly, he will answer you. But if you argue with him,
Ah,
he's frustrated.
Bros,
ah.
Do you have
this. I don't even know what to say because I don't. I think I was even going along with Pedro since you see these ones that you just said now. Hi. Okay.
okay? you are not you are not going along with me.
Because
But you know correctly what I'm saying is truth, isn't it? You know it's
No.
true. Not
Wait, what?
not
What?
doubting. Not that you have to doubt me. Maybe I'm trying to say something in imaginary stuff. No, I'm a man. I know what I want. I know how you will address me, how I will respond to you. If you want me to talk, you listen to me. Don't argue with me. Then I'll be able to express myself to you. But
Ah,
if you are arguing, I don't have anything to tell you. No, I don't have anything. I close my
I
mouth.
think it
I
is,
do
I
everything I want
think
to
this
do.
thing, I
this is a
think this thing is
character.
associated to everybody, not just men, also to a woman, because
No,
when you
it's
don't
also
allow me
to a
to
woman.
express
See,
myself,
listen, but
yeah,
it is easier to understand. It is easier to understand a woman better than a man.
Ah,
It's easier
okay.
okay,
because why is
okay,
it
I
easier?
understand you perfectly.
It's
Go
easier
ahead, sir.
because like women tend to express everything, everything they express according to how they feel. But a man does not express everything according to how he feel. Okay? To he respond to something not as he feel. You get it
Okay,
now. So these are the different. If you are having a male child, you try and talk to the child. Boy, come in peace. Why was this in peace, understanding that you are with him and you are going to understand him the way he's going to put it. I tell you, he will not hide anything from you. You will know him perfectly.
I think
Both adult and child is the same, because a man is a man, a woman is a woman, and the way nature has made it to be. Society today, we have gone against nature. So we cannot repair it. So now to be a man is even a crime. So being a man is a crime these days. Okay, so we tend to live like that.
I think I
And
need
you
my
see
gym
that
now.
there is one thing you will understand. A man respects who is above him. This is what he believes. This is what he serves. Then a man fights what is equal with him. By the time you are not telling me we are equal, then I gotta do something to you. As we are equal, I fight you in any way. A
Competition don't
man,
come.
a man takes care properly of who
Sip am
is
small,
under
sip
him.
am. Sip
You
am.
understand? So therefore, if a man know that this person is under me, this is what I'm caring for, this is what I'm laboring for, he protects. He would do anything within his power to make sure that thing goes well. But if the person is equal, we are the same. We will fight the person. So that's why we are having problem in our marriages in the society today. And the society has made it not men made it to protect women. We want to protect women because women are so precious. These are the mothers of life. Okay, so now, but we did all these things for women. what
I
what,
can't.
what is the return? Men are destroyed. Okay, so a woman has never done anything to protect a man, to promote a man. No, nobody. But men has always done something to protect women and children, you see, because it is in our nature to protect what we have or what we
No, no,
know
no,
they
no, no,
are
no, no, no,
precious
no,
to
no, no, no,
us.
no, 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 no,
Tell
no,
me
no, no, no,
one
no, no,
law.
no,
Tell me, I
no,
want
no.
to ask you something. Tell me one law that a woman has made. Tell me one thing that a woman has pushed, maybe to enact this law, to do this law, that that meant well for a man, that protect a
What
man
has
for
this
anything.
so what wait, hold up.
So
Hold up. You're talking about law. You're talking about
yeah,
law and you're talking
yeah,
about protective aspect of the law. Fine.
yeah,
But do not
yeah.
tell me that man has done everything to protect a woman.
Of course, man
Do
has done
no. No.
everything to protect a
No.
woman.
No.
What is it?
No.
What is it that man has not done to protect a woman from?
What have
Give
you
me.
done to protect a woman? Because you've written the law? Is that what
Mhm.
it is? Okay, so
I-
what law? Okay,
If
law
I'm going
protects
on the
women.
way, if I'm going on the way now, somebody attack me, a man attacks me, attacks me, a fellow man attacks me, and a woman is there, she does nothing. She will run away.
Okay,
She
so
will
now
not
you're
do
talking about
anything.
physical protection.
Okay, so physical, spiritual in any way. So, but if
No,
I
no,
see a
you can't.
woman,
You
if
no,
I
no,
see a
no.
woman, another person attack her, I will run and make
Okay,
sure
so
that I
why?
protect her. So
Okay, okay.
in
Let me
all the
ask you.
same, the
No.
truth is that we are all deviated in all our duty. So we
Mm-mm,
are trying to bring what is not to be what it is. That's
mm-mm,
why there is conflict everywhere. Eh, tell
mm-mm.
me, I'm listening. I'm listening.
I'm gonna ask you how many women, as we are speaking
Uh,
now, sitting here and being smart asses, how many women is involved in domestic violence?
how many women are involved in the nowadays? Not even not nowadays. Right from onset, women instigate domestic violence.
Bravo.
Women
You
instigate
took it
it.
out of my mouth.
Now look at it. Let me tell
You want
you.
to go by
If one
statistics.
thing you will understand is this. One thing you will understand is this. Like naturally, a man doesn't talk much. Doesn't talk much, and a woman can speak maybe like 100 or 150 words within 1 minute. Okay, and you see the man, he will be looking for him to respond. Many a times, it has to be his hand, physical, because a man is more physical than anything. Instead of him to talk, he can be physical. Okay, so in every
And
domestic
that's okay, and
violence,
that's protection.
at least 90% of domestic violence is instigated by women. Of
Okay,
course,
okay.
it's true.
Sasha, that's a fact, whether we agree or not.
No, no.
That's statistically.
Listen. Allow me to talk, please.
Yeah, yeah,
Statistic is there. I take
yeah.
it. I take it.
I'm,
But you stated that every man provides some kind of safety and security, and that a man has done everything to protect women.
yeah, of
That
That's
is
course.
that's
true
where
of a
that's
fact.
where I came in with domestic
Yeah,
violence, whether be
yeah,
instigated by women. That was not a question.
yeah, yeah.
There are women that are in religious domestic violence. There are women that are disrespected by men religiously. So when you put like that, I'm gonna come with this question now. You are coming from where you are coming from. You are coming from your religion. You are coming from your aspect. You are coming from your set of mind. But generally speaking, we have to talk about those things as well. So you cannot. I mean, what about a woman that is, I don't know, let's say 10% of those women, they're in domestic violence that they didn't instigate it. That also makes men not doing everything to protect women. So don't please just don't tell me, because my father nearly killed my mom in front of my eyes.
Sasha,
No,
we
no,
can just limit.
no,
We
Pedro.
cannot limit
We need.
our discussion to anecdotal experience. We have to be progressive.
No, listen. Why I bring in this experience to say that he cannot say that man has done everything to protect women. And yes, I
Of
will
That's a
bring
course.
that
fact.
case
That's a
because I
fact.
Now,
need.
That's a fact. As far as the society is
Okay,
concerned, that's a fact.
you can
So
keep those facts.
you
no,
know,
it does
I
not
mean,
reflect your lived experience. Doesn't mean
listen,
there's no
listen. In
fact.
or Pedro, please
That's a
listen.
fact. Even the law, excuse me, Frank, even the law that are passed in the society, that's a fact. I work with the most disadvantageous people in the world. The- As far as the European laws and everything are concerned, we tend to women and children first and foremost in any circumstances. So
That's it.
if you
That's
that's
it.
really want to
that's
know
true.
how the law
That
protects,
is true. That is true. But America and Europe
Frank
are
make
not the
reference
only.
to law. Listen for one moment. Frank make reference to what the law in the society is. I am not saying that I'm against it or not. I am just confirming it that as far as the laws of the land that we live in, in Western world to be specific is concerned, these provisions are there to protect men and women, and especially women and children. It's fine. I am not against it. It's okay. But it's just his way of explaining what this society has been able to do to protect
Yeah.
men. And most of those laws were pushed, not even by women themselves, they were pushed by fellow men lawmakers because men really care. You know, we have different love language biologically between men and women. What makes a man to be in love is being able to protect and provide for the person that they have. They may not be able to express it, kissing the person, holding hands in the street and everything. But if a man is able to provide for his family, that's the amount of love that that man can demonstrate in the world. Because
Mm-hmm.
otherwise, if you know today, in modern day that we live in, most men complain that they cannot take care of children that they did not give birth to, which means for them to demonstrate love, which they do through provision, they can't provide that kind of provision for a child that is belonging to someone else. That's the argument we have done shown concerning this issue of single mother and the baggages that come with it. There are single fathers as well. Before you start saying Pedro has said single mother alone, there are single fathers as well. But the reason why most men, oftentimes 90% of the time, refuse to date single mother, I am not saying that it is correct or not. It is oftentimes based on the fact that they don't want to care for children that they have not bettered themselves. This is a fact,
Yeah.
whether I agree with it or not. So,
Yes.
can I say today that men are crazy for making this decision? Biologically, that is how they are wired.
Mhm. Yeah, no, it's okay, fine.
Irrespective of whether I agree with it
But
or not. That is why this discussion full time is crazy to talk about. Of course, we are here today. I know all of us that are here. I know the caliber of persons that we are and everything. Even this discussion we are having does not even pertain to us. It is just to
yeah, of
bring to
course.
light. It is just to bring to light to people that will come across this video that look, why you are thinking one way or the other, the way the other person, the opposite sex, in general terms, think is way different than
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
generally, just to buttress how men think. I would have, from the society that I'm coming from, if a man picks for a marriage partner another woman that have a child for other person as well, believe it or not, other fellow men in men's circle, they respect him a lot. Like, wow, I can't believe you can do that. And it comes like a double-edged sword. Some will
Mm-hmm.
take him to be very somebody that is caring. Some will also take him as somebody that is foolish. So that is why men are in a bivio, like they say, ambivalent about this. They are confused about even going into committed relationship with a woman that already have children for another man before. This is just to explain why how men reason. I'm not saying that one is better or the other. I hope you guys understood me and the listeners understand as well. So
Yeah,
going back to
it's
what Frank
clear.
said, as far as laws that are made in the society are concerned, oftentimes it is geared toward the protection of women and children. And it is good, it is fine that way. We should not add here today as if it's a crime that the laws were designed that way. Because there is a reason why. There is an imminent danger that is these women and children are facing that leads to the protection or enactment of those laws. Whether I agree, whether it uplifts a woman or not, that's a different thing entirely. Because the society
No,
would have been worse off if those laws were not enacted.
no, now listen. Men protect women from other men. You understand? Because there are some
Bingo!
men.
Why
Yeah,
I
of
take I come
course.
up for my mouth and they wait many times reach before I talk.
Men protect women
Believe
from
it,
other
the
men
number one danger
because
to a woman is men themselves. And we know this as well.
men are vicious in nature. Men are vicious. When you see where a man deals with a woman, you'll be scared. Okay, maybe in his anger and all that. And these are the reasons why those things were done. Okay, but What we now have today is that those things they are being abused by those whom we try to protect. Okay, so it's used against men. Now you hear people are saying that men are trash, men are this, And I want you to understand that for a man, for a woman, I can treat you the way I understand with my mindset, okay, with the way I build up my heart on how to respond to a woman. There are some people that have a kind of mindset and say all women are wicked, they are liars, they are this, they are that. Okay, so those men, when they come across a woman at any point in time can be a problem. Anything can be a problem. Anything can bring fight. Okay, so there are also women too who has this kind of mind. I knew of a friend. So at a point in time, she was dating a guy, and quite unfortunately, the guy did not marry her while they were both here. The guy went to Africa and then get married to another person. She saw it on Facebook or social media and all that. She was upset, and at the end of the day, she said all men are liars. Okay, but one thing, the reason why that the guy didn't marry the girl is this. Though he didn't tell her, sometimes men don't intend to talk, they act. They don't intend to say so many things, they just act according to how it is. Okay, so this is a kind of girl, that because of the way this place is built and all that, she lacks respect. Okay, so that man is not feeling that manly spirit in him at home with this lady. Then he said, no, I cannot go along with this kind of person, and without letting her know anything. He was just trying to play along, and when it was right time for him to do what he wants to do, then he left and did what he did. Okay, so so many a times things are built on mindset, built on understanding. To live in peace with man, with a woman, it's just a determination. There's one thing that I've also noticed. You see, right? We're talking about my right. Right does not exist in a relationship. You cannot make it work in family setting, in everywhere. There are places that you have to talk about right. This is what you should do. But in home, to build relationship, it is not is a man's right to do this. Is a woman's duty to do this. No, do what is necessary to build the relationship. Do what is necessary to build the farm. So that is what important most. Until we come to this, because nowadays relationship are built on contrast. Okay, we are trying to change terms like the feminists. They don't call husband anymore; they call it partner. All right. So they are changing now. Feminism is against feminism. Can you tell me the point of feminism? What they are fighting for?
But I
They are
don't
not
think,
fighting for. They are not fighting for anything but just to be against man. That's all.
but
Tell
I
me the
don't think,
point that the feminism are fighting for. Can you just give me a point? You say, okay, this is what they are fighting for.
but I don't think if you say if my partner is the sin because we are
It is
partners.
wrong. We are not partner. We can be business partner. We are not family partner. No, it's wrong. It's the wrong stuff.
I don't think the word is
No,
bad.
it's not the right terms. It's not the right term to use.
Of
Do you know that
course, he's
the
okay, he is my husband. That as far as I'm concerned, we are in it together. We do
no,
our
you
we
are in it
do.
together is quite different. You are not doing business.
Frank,
Remember, you are not doing
you said
business,
before that
and
you
you are
need to listen. So now
yeah.
you listen. So now you
Okay.
listen. A woman is
All
speaking.
right. All
Go
right. I
on,
gotta
Issy.
listen. Yeah, I'm listening.
Let the woman prepare herself. Shh.
Ah,
Go on,
okay.
darling.
I What I was trying to say is that, you see, you guys have said a lot of things. Now, I am in agreement. Not everything. Not
Bravo,
everything.
bravo.
Not everything I said.
Okay,
Um,
bravo.
home. Hi. When it comes to marriage, I do tell people, when it comes to a man and a woman coming together,
Yeah,
it's not
yeah.
something you just wake up and you start talking. You must be in that shoe, marriage. And it takes two to make it work. It
Yeah.
takes two, not just
Mm-hmm.
one. Both from the man's side and the
Mm-hmm.
woman.
Of course.
I believe in my culture. I will still say it, and I will still. I believe in my culture. I respect my culture because that is where I'm from, and I believe the country I'm living with. They have their culture. They love their culture, so I will not change for anything. But you see, in that same culture, there are things that I will not allow to make me remain backward in that same culture. Both man and a woman. This is something I do teach people whenever I'm talking to them. Your culture, put it down, look at it. There are some certain things that if you continue that way, we are no longer in the 80s, the 70s. Time has changed. There are some certain things that if you're not careful and if you are not intelligent enough to detect, you will use that culture to remain backward. And it's happening in some homes when it comes to marriage. Because some men, they create their own law and say it is the culture, it is the tradition. Let me use the right word. Because I don't like this cup. A man can come up and say, I don't like this cup. The tradition says it. And yes, yes, bros, yes. A lot of men, I'm talking about men from my part of my side, and then you see confusion. So what I do tell people, and I think that is the same thing I'm trying to tell myself, relationship or marriage or whatsoever name you want to call it, can never work without the both of you. So you have to come
Yeah.
together. Yes, you said men don't talk. Men do talk. There are some men they talk more than women, yeah. But you see those, when I mean men, majority of them, they don't talk. They act. Yes, you're
Mm-hmm.
very, very right. They act. We women, we are so emotional. We speak, we tell you everything in our mind and all that and all that and all that. When we are angry, we just pour it out. That is we. That's how God created us. And
Mm.
men, a wise man will just keep quiet and listen. And there you see, when you talk about peace, some men, it's not that the woman is not giving them peace. Some men use these three things you just said, respect or honor. I put the both together. I said honor or respect, praise and peace. So somebody came to me. Let me just quickly drop this. Somebody came to me about 3 days ago and told me how the man she got married to used words on her. I remember there was somebody by my side, and the question that person asked was, "Is he beating you?" That means, "Is he hitting you?" And the lady said, "No." And he said, "Then?" And I said, "Excuse me, do you know what is called psychological trauma? When a man tells you as a woman or as a partner or as a companion that he calls you all sorts of names, not beautiful, because I don't want to repeat the names here. And this thing he does in the presence of the children, and you are asking her if this man raised his hand on her. I said I don't know which one is the best, which one is better. whether him raising his hand or opening his mouth to degrade that woman, make that woman feel less of herself, low self esteem, and a lot of men they do this. So my own piece of advice here is that as we are growing up in the sense that we are in a foreign land where we can learn the good things around us, we can do better, we can learn and take those things back home with our culture that we will never throw away. Select those ones that will take us to a that will make us be the better version of ourselves, and then the ones we don't need will leave. That's all I have to say for now.
Yeah, I think I listen to you and it's quite understanding what you say, talking about culture and all that. We are now in Western society, and we can see that the world, even in Africa too, where we have a lot of cultures, and things are changing every day. So many of us, some of us that were born 80s, 90s, the children of 2000, they don't even know what is culture anymore. Okay, so just few people that are still talking about culture, even when we come from Africa. We know in some cultures that, or in some religion, as Tasha was saying earlier, we know women are being maltreated. That is true. That cannot be taken away. That cannot be taken away. Okay, so religion actually downgrade women and put them in some certain condition just because they are women. Okay, so that is a fact. It is truth. Okay, so we know that too. And we also understand that culturally, some people tend to live in a certain way. Okay, so which may not be so good enough for a woman in these days. But if you look at it, in the culture, in the religion, the women they are contented with it, and they live according to how it is being prescribed for them. I'm telling you the truth. And if you also look at the culture too, the people in the culture, they live according to the culture, and they are happy about it. Okay, so because they accepted it, they act according to it. So now, but those of us that are not in that case, we see it as if they are being maltreated, or maybe this is not right because that is not how we be brought up, and that is not how we live. So we
Mm-hmm.
should be able to distinguish these things. Okay, so, but if we are talking of where we are now, it's like that. The where we are now have destroyed everything. That is just truth. The things are destroyed. That's why we are struggling. There are
I don't
some
understand
like
where we are have destroyed a lot of which where what happened to where we are. I need to
where we
understand that.
are now, or let me say the Western society these days has
Mm.
destroyed a lot of things. Family is gone. There is no more family anymore.
I don't
Well,
think it is
how
the
many?
Western society. I don't think it is the
Yeah,
Western society that is
it
causing it.
is. It is.
No, no,
Because
I don't
no,
agree.
listen. It is the society. I'm telling you because okay, how many family can we boastfully say we are having both parent?
Okay, bros, can I say something here? I told you that
Yeah,
I cannot put the blame on the Western society. You
I
know
put it
when
on
you have
them.
okay, now
I
I
put it. I
disagree.
put it on.
I
Yeah,
disagree
go.
because marriages now and days, most
Mm-hmm.
especially this my generation, this our generation,
Yeah.
unfortunately, 80, if I say 80, let me say 80, let me just put a figure,
Yeah.
80% of
Uh-huh.
marriages today are for benefits. It can be benefit of documents, it can be benefit of whatsoever they think they are having. Nobody, now it is not the European country that will find ourselves. Because once you have that selfish mind, you go as a woman before, even when a woman is going into marriage, You are happy to get married to the man because you like, I
Mm-hmm.
want to go and build my home. I'm a
Of
woman.
course.
So when you're
Yeah.
going, you know, you say, I'm going to my home. You see, you are not going to your house. You see, there's a difference between home and a house.
And a
So
house,
you
of
go
course.
to create your home. You already,
Mm-hmm.
you have you imagine how your home will be, how maybe how many children you're going to have, how you
Mm-hmm.
take care of your husband. You know, you have this picture, you have this beautiful scene in your head, and then you get, when you get married, you see. But today, the marriage of today, already you hear guys when they tell you, some of them will tell you, I need a woman with this, with a big boss. And no, let's be realistic here. I need a woman
Yeah,
with
we
this.
got
And
chores.
the question now goes to, by the time this, remember, we are human. This woman
Yeah.
is going to have a baby. The big boss that you'll be looking for is going to go down. A lot of
Yeah.
things. This woman will grow old. She will get,
Yeah.
a lot of things. I remember when I was 20, I'm not like this. You understand what I'm
Yeah,
trying
of
to say? So
course.
now,
Yeah, of course.
when those things that you went into the marriage because of those things, when they are no longer there, what happens? Number one,
It's gonna be
same with a
fun.
woman. Same with the woman.
Mm-hmm.
So you see why I disagree that it is the European. No, it is our mindset, because majority of them already they build, just as I said before. A woman, I'm a woman, so I want to talk about myself. I don't know a man's dream when he wants to get married. I'm talking of a woman because I'm a woman. You have this dream of building your home. Women don't have this dream of building their home. Every woman now, you see small girls, I'm sorry to say, they get into this thing called marriage. They don't have guidelines. They don't even know they are. You see some of them, the way they are living, and I'm like, are you indeed creating a home? And some of them, they'll tell you, if he mess up, I will leave him. I'm not, listen, I don't believe in violence. I have never been in a relationship where there's violence, and I pray I will never be. I don't
Yeah.
believe, the last thing I think I will ever support in my whole life is being in a relationship where there's violence. No, I won't take it.
Yeah.
I won't. God knows I won't. I'm saying it live. I won't take it.
Of
But
course.
but there are things that you can consider and say, oh, I need to build this home. There is no perfect home. I tell people, when the day you get married, marriage is the school that you are not yet graduated, but you have your certificate. That means that person you're staying with, that relationship, that partnership you people are into, you have to start understanding yourself day by day.
Mm-hmm.
Every day you start to understand yourself, and as you're understanding yourself, you have to compromise. There are things that,
Yeah.
especially when you are alone, I'm the type, I don't like this, I don't like this. But by the time you have a partner, if that, let's say, love, I think love is the last thing when it comes to creating family. Love, because a lot of people put this word love. They put it at the front. I love the woman, I love this man. Do you know that this little thing like this can make that love dies away? You know, just little thing. That, because when you put love first, when love is the biggest of it all, and any little thing can, that love will just fade. No, there
Uh-huh.
are things more than, there are structures that you need to put down. Love indeed is very, very important. But if you don't put the structures down and believe that, look, you see, this thing I'm going into, I'm going because I believe in it. I believe in this thing. I believe in this union. I believe in this partnership. I believe in this marriage, whatsoever that. No, just believe, because then the love will now guide you. But unfortunately, that is not the kind of marriage people are having today. Not. So
That
I bet that is why I said I can't blame the Western world. I blame the mentality that most of us, both men and women, are having, the dreams that they are having, the kind of home, because already they know. Maybe you can tell me that okay, they have more privilege. Maybe the privilege that okay, let's say for instance, they are giving children something and the woman is selfish, she wants to be collecting it alone, and the man is saying, no, I am the father. You see, these are things that will cause trouble because they entered for a reason. They didn't
yeah.
go into it to go and create a solid ground. They were there for their selfish reason. And that is why today, just as you said, no marriages again. You are right. The reason is this, not the Euro country that we are living in. Thank you.
Hmm. Okay, very good. That was so nice. But if I will prove my point to you, is this one. Before, when I was in
Okay.
Africa, I don't really think anything. I don't hear about divorce and all that because there is nothing like a child support. A man doesn't have to be committed to a woman after the woman left his house. So that is sure. But here, so like somebody told me that if I would try and have two children. After these two children, I will go away and try to do one or two things. So the Western has actually contributed to the destruction of great this great contribution. So that's it. That's my point. They have gone.
Well, well, Frank, the thank you so much for your hello. Okay,
So
says back.
sorry, oh. I
Of
checked,
course.
I had a message. I checked my message, and that was how the thing kicked me out.
That's true.
Okay.
Thank you so much to the both of you, and thank you to our viewers, our listeners, and everything. It is important. And one thing that I want to remind everybody, I know that I say these things a lot in my show, is that look, we're having this difficult discussion not because that we do not care, but I think it is also good that even though we are trying our best to uplift our society, there are some difficulties that some of us are going through. If we do not speak about these issues, if I don't do it, you don't do it, who is going to talk about it? A lot of men and women find it difficult to understand each other, but the fact remains that we are not, I will use the word honest enough because we are doing the best that we can to protect the feelings of those that we care about, which is a good thing. But
Mhm.
being truthful and honest will also go a long way to some extent. I
Mhm.
genuinely believe that men understood what women in general would have preferred out of life, out of their relationship to them. And I also know that women, from the possibility that I've had over the years to have their audience listen to them and whatever, they knew perfectly well what they want from men as well. But the big
Mhm.
problem I have seen over the years, which our discussion even today has also proven, is that there is a huge divide between us. One is
Of
taking
course.
A, the other one is taking B.
It's taking B, of
I really
course.
don't know because I think to some extent, even except one follows religion in a different order than it's what is generally practiced today, and meet a partner that believe it that way, they're able to work things out. Some are also secular, they don't care at all about religion, they believe in their way of life. They meet a particular partner that believe in that thing. They are also able to work it out. So what I'm saying in essence is that don't, because of what you have heard us talk about today, to throw your relationship into the dustbin or into the gutter. Do what works for you. If you have a partner that believe in your lifestyle, your way of life, and you can both build together, understand each other, and could be able to walk this journey of life together, go for it. Because whether you and I agree, the nuclear family is very important in our society, is the
Yeah.
best place where our children, the future generation, the best place for them to be able to grow, because they need both father and mother when possible. Because I don't want to exclude the fact too that some things do happen in our life that the nuclear family is no longer together. That is a fact of life. It is not what neither of us wish for, but if that is what it is, we have to make the best of what it is, what we have. So, going back to our discussion, this is not to discourage anybody to go into marriage or to build a healthy relationship with anybody. However, these are underlying issues that we need to talk about, because there is a high percentage of divorce in our community or in the society in general. And one thing that divorce bring into our life is that it limits our possibility to gain or attain economic freedom. Whether we agree or not, if one parent, a single parent family is shouldering the entire responsibility of the household, no matter how much they earn, the speed or time frame with which they will be able to attain economic freedom in comparison to two parent household is limited. This is just simple mathematics. And I believe ECO TV that is very good in mathematics, calculating 50 whatever, I can't remember the formula anymore. She will understand better. So this is not to discourage anybody. Your situation is what it is. We can make the best use of it. So I'm just repeating again, we are not here to knock down anybody. But these are issues in our society we have to talk about.
That's
Going back to
right.
what Frank said, that a lot of marriage is economical, or they do it for economy, or even Isi said it as well. Yes, this is true. I'm sorry to surprise anyone listening to us. This has always been the issue or the state of marriage right from the history of man. Right from the beginning of our time, it has always been the way. It is only recently that we started telling ourselves or came up with a new idea that we now get married for love. We no longer allow our parents to choose for us who we are to get married to or whatsoever. This is a new thing. The history of our life or mankind on earth has shown that marriage is a business bargain for
Yeah.
social influence. There was a time the entire royal family in Europe, they used marriage to even conquer new territory. They give their son or daughter to the king or prince of another territory so that they will be able to create alliance and serve as a form of protection for each other, because usually in-laws do not fight each other. And for anyone coming from my tribe as well, for instance, in Oromi, I am an Omiokian, Aibokian, Aibomo. That is how we say it in this land. No, this is the truth.
Yeah,
You
I got
don't
you.
kill or destroy the child of your sister, even if
Yeah.
we are at war. So this is just to tell you how men reason. Aibokian, Aibomo, you don't kill the child of your sister. So that is how it is. Marriage has always been a business right from the history of time. They use it to conquer land, they use it for as a means of protection, and they use it as well for economic gain. So let no one confuse him or herself. Marriage has always been economical. It is only in our modern time that marriage became a love affair. I will not let my mom decide for me who I should get married to. This is a story that is not more than 100 years old. This is really, really, really new. Before now, even here in Western world, their family decide who they get married to. Let no man deceive
Mm-hmm.
himself. It is very easy today to think that the West is very progressive and whatever. The facts remain, like Issy was saying earlier on, they have their culture. If you hear
The-
from people that was given birth to here, that grew up here, majority of them cannot even stand their culture or their society. I can guarantee you that just as we will complain about where we are coming from, I have even met some Italians that are baffled that I choose to take Italian citizenship because they are telling me, what do you need it for? This country, falito. So it depends on the point of view of the person that you meet.
Yeah.
Let us not limit our discussion into battle between culture or whatsoever, but the fact remains that between us men and women, we need to understand each other. It is very, very paramount. I know that I must have pissed off some people today, but I really want our discussion to be realistic. We can't just be politically correct all the time. I know for a fact that even though we are progressive, we tried our best to treat our fellow men, our fellow brothers and sisters with respect and honor. That out there in the real world, men think differently from the way women think.
of
It does
course.
not change the fact. Let me just use this very simple example. It might sound stupid. The men, on average, find young women very attractive. If you ask out of 10 men who would they like to get married to between a 50 years old woman and 30 years old woman, I believe 6 out of 10 will choose 30 years old woman. Do I agree with it? No. But that is the reality of life. Does that mean, is it true that a 30 years old woman is a better woman, a better person with which you can build your family than a 40 something years old woman that is divorced, maybe need a husband? No. The 40 something years old woman has experience, has known more about life, can even build a better family for you. But why do men still go for younger women? I believe that we as men don't even have explanation for it. How much more
Yeah,
to
I
ask
have.
women to explain these things for
I
us?
have.
Because I believe that women don't even know. So it's crazy. It's crazy.
I
So
have.
our
How can
discussion,
you go for a 50 years old woman if you are a man that you still want to have a child, you want to have children? Of course, you will go for the younger one so that they can have children. But
you
just as you
see,
said, that is not a guarantee. So, but that is the mindset of the men. I'm not saying, look, we let us be realistic here. You see,
Mm.
how can you tell a woman of or any woman at the age of 30 that is going or dating a man of 70, excuse me, that girl is going because there's something she wants to pick. So
Of course.
there's this thing that they call the age group thing. So you better you go with your age group and just be contented and be happy. So it's just the way it is with men, same with women, you understand? So that's it.
Mm-hmm.
so, which means, according to what I was saying, we know the truth, but oftentimes we just dance around it. We want to be
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
politically correct about it. But
Yeah.
this itself is not a crime because really we are human beings. We would like our society to be better than what it was yesterday. So
Mm.
even when we try our best to impose our dream society into the world, it is not necessarily because that we are bad. It is because we want the best for our community and our society as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
So this discussion today has been very triggering, even for me as a person, because I said things that in a normal circumstance I wouldn't even say it, or I would just let it slide. But for the sake of argument, for the sake of discussion, I said them, and I don't regret it because I believe some of these things has to be said because we need to be able to teach or give this information out how men and women really think. The title of the show today states it clearly: men versus women. So this is a problem that I believe that we should be able to solve. But as parents, what do we think that we can do concerning this issue? Is there a way that we can be able to help our younger ones to reason, to see each other as the opposite sex that need to be loved and protected for? Because Frank used a statement earlier on, or asserting that right or feminism is destroying a lot of family, or is not fighting for a particular cause that is important to both sexes, men or women alike. So what is that idea or suggestion do we think that we can provide for younger ones that may come across this video, or to the society in general?
Yeah, the what we can do for our younger generation or our children is to educate them. Like I have girls, so as they are growing, I'll be teaching them on how they can respond to men and all that, how they should see them. They shouldn't see men as predator, although there are some men that are bad, but men are not predator, as they say before. And you have to understand, because you have to understand one thing, that your own happiness depends on you. Your own happiness cannot come from somebody else. It has to depend on you, because you cannot be behaving in a certain way and expecting another thing. So you must behave in a way that you want to be appreciated. Okay, so these are important things to note. And I do believe maybe when she sees the way I treated the mother at home, that way, or she sees the way the mother, used to respond to me and treat me, that will help her a lot to build her future. Okay, so these are the things we need. We should have a kind of public stuff where this new generation will be educated. Because when you hear what some younger, especially the girls, what they are saying concerning men these days is very bad. And with this idea that they grew up with, the relationship are not successful anymore. Okay. And we should also teach our men not to be afraid, because nowadays we don't even have men. We don't have men again. A man cannot stand up again and be a man for himself. He's afraid of what people will say. Therefore, a man ought to have been leading, not a woman leading a man. So these are important things that we have to teach the younger generation. Whoever that will come across to speak with, should be able to tell them. And we have to understand that these laws that support to do this, to do that, is not actually built for the betterment of the family. So if we are able to say this to discourage this generation of the ideas, and if our women, or the women, the so-called feminists, will drop their agenda and use their agenda to educate women to be feminine, it will be far better. So at least that is all I know, what I think that it should be okay. So that is my only real contribution on that, according to the question, right? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr.
I
Frank.
can I just sorry that I was gone,
Okay.
kids. Um, to me, that's very contradictory. You want an honor, you want peace, you want everything, but at the same time, we are saying there is no man anymore, and this and that. I mean, it's and then you are so easy to understand, but then you want, there is no man anymore, but then you want femininity to shine, but masculinity what? Wait, let me puzzle this together. Why women are so masculine is because men are not stepping up in relationships. There is, and they needed to take over. Because in order
True.
for the family to function, something needed to happen. And we are talking about how women needs to be, oh God, I can't believe this is gonna come out of my mouth now. How a woman should do this and that in order to suit a man, with honor him, respect him, treat him like whatever, and then praise him and stuff. I mean, are you serious? Like that's my two senses now. Like, are you like, I know. Okay, fine. That what you said now, it's maybe a fact. Not maybe. It probably is a fact. Because I see it in a lot of men. But then, god damn it, like seriously, what else do you want? You want a woman who respects you, who is loyal to you, who does everything at home for you, needs to shut her mouth because you want her peace, because you don't want nagging. Well, excuse me, sir, really? We just said women are better communicator. You want, I mean, like, and then you say women are complicated. You want something, but then you take it away. Listen, let me tell you something. That's why I said before, right? You want to be a man. You want to be honored as a man. Okay. Let's say I can do that, right? But then you want to be praised like a little boy. I should clap for you, because I mean, good boy, Your Majesty. I really, like, honestly, like, what are you, a puppy dog, or what are you? Like, I don't get a praise for being there for my kids when they're sick. I don't get praise for anything, because what, a woman should just do that because it's in her nature, because we are not equal. You even took partnership away from the relationship before you said that there is no. I mean, wait a minute, hold up. And then at the same time, we are talking about marriage being like some type of an institution that you need to build up, and it takes two to tango, but there is no partnership. Okay, I mean, what the hell is all of that? A little bit of there, and a little bit of there, and a little bit of there, and then you have grown ass men who can't even shoot straight while peeing in a toilet bowl. And you're gonna talk to me about honor and praise?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Nah, Tasha, you've got to understand some things. What you need to
No.
understand, you have to understand. You don't understand it, it's not gonna work. Listen. You can. Do you know how to praise a man? If you want me to tell you, I'll tell you how you can praise a man. We praise women all the time, every second. You look good,
How?
girl. This thing you are wearing is okay
Mhm.
for you. All right.
Oh,
No,
thank you so
these
much.
are little
But
things
that's
you
your
say.
own pleasure, because you sexualize everything that is in front of you.
That is
I
your
mean,
own mind.
you
That
at the age of 40 or whatever age you are, I'm sure you haven't outgrown the breasts, right?
that
And you are here to tell me how I should know how to praise a man.
that
Jesus, you see,
listen.
no, it's contradictory. I'm sorry.
Listen,
Nah,
guys, just one moment,
it
guys.
is not.
Listen,
It
guys.
is not.
Let us try. I understand. Listen, guys. I understand that the topic is very, very sensitive, but let us try to remain
Yeah.
civil. We are not
But
sensitizing
no,
each
no,
other.
listen, it's no, we are stating facts. You said that you want facts. These are facts. You had your own
Yeah.
facts. You were stating about protection and praising and honor and this and that. And then the women can speak as well. It's not disrespectful, it's pure fact. I'm not being
Yeah.
offensive like that. I didn't and I'm not talking about him directly. I'm talking about general, because
Of
we
course.
have maybe now 100 men then that are gonna come across that, and yeah, that's my mind as a woman. Am I
Mm-hmm.
being controversial? Probably,
Yeah, of course,
but
of course,
hey,
yes,
The
of course,
topic itself
yes.
is already controversial. I took a lot of courage to be able to do this topic, to be very honest, because it's very
Yeah,
controversial. You don't know where it's going to take you. It's a
it,
very
it,
controversial topic. Even
it's
you will
just like
find that
what I
even
want to.
pastors run away from this topic because they don't want to address it. Pastors
now,
that are
Pedro,
community
it is
leaders.
not, Pedro, please, it is not controversial. Listen, we made it controversial and contradicting. Okay, because why? When you see the way there are a lot of people that talk like this, that understand things like this. Okay, so now what Asha is saying now, we've been able, or we are trying to say this is what a man actually need. These simple things that just make him happy. Okay, we try to make it understand. So now we didn't talk about woman. What a woman? What does a woman need that makes her to be, that makes her happy and all that? So let's say we didn't talk about that. So now this is what she is saying now. Okay, we say men this. What about okay, I do all of this. What will be for me? Okay. So Tasha, understand something. Now, if I ask you, what should I do as a man to make you happy? Okay.
But you
I
just
can
said
ask
when
you.
you started talking that women express this, men don't. So you should know then,
That
right? Because you just
I
said that at the
I
beginning when you started.
yeah.
So yeah,
So
so I don't need to be explaining to you because if I do want something for you, and this is your purely your statement. You also said
mm,
that this is what women do. We are
s-
communicators. We do express ourselves, our emotion, our
of
needs, our
course,
wants. Yes.
yeah. So
Yeah.
if I ask you, well, maybe I ask you, what should I do to make you happy and all that? Then when you explain to me, this is what, then the way I respond to you will not determine if I have respect for you or not. Okay, so now today in today's society, we understand, we all in today's society, you see, some, not or few, very few men even needs a guardian from women. They cannot lead. We have seen a lot of that, and these are the problem we are facing in the society today. Things have changed. Obviously things has changed, like what I was trying to say from the beginning, that this is how we know as a man is supposed to have been, but it is not so today. Everything, it has to depend on the a man, a woman that are in courtship, or maybe they're in marriage, or how they understand each other and carry it along. Okay, so there is no specific way and say this is. So we cannot be able to do that today. But if I would say anything to you, maybe you are my partner and all that, I
No
should be able
problem.
to understand what you want. I should be able to listen to you. Then if I understand too that you are a listening type who will understand what I will say, I'll be able to express myself to you. And now that I'm expressing myself to you, maybe later you use it to attack me, I will not be able to talk to you again. So these are just the things. So it's a matter
I
of
get
understanding.
that and I completely
So
respect it, but then towards the end, it again sounded like we women are just like gods, just
now that, like what you are saying now, this is what feminists are saying too. They will say women, we they you try to say, and this is what you are trying to say, we are now referring to women to be this, and it's not. That is
No, I
not.
said no, 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 no,
Let
no.
me
I
tell
said
you
it
one thing you
sounded.
will
I
understand.
Frank,
Do you know what
Frank,
a do you know
Frank,
what a
Frank.
non
You
Muslim is
said
like?
before that you need women need to listen. It needs to go both ways. So please allow me to express because you are putting words now in my mouth, and it's not the way I said it. I said that towards the end, it sounded
Yeah.
like if a man is gonna express his wants and whatever, that a woman might potentially in the near future use it as his weakness. It's
Yeah.
and
Many a times
it
it's like that.
and I get it, and I get it, and we can all speak from the like stories that we might relate to from our past,
Yeah.
our
Yeah.
presence, or whatsoever,
Yeah.
or maybe the stories we heard from before, and I get that.
Mm.
But just because of that, you even made you mentioned before, like how she said all men are liars and stuff. This is now basically doing the exactly same thing. The fact is,
And
that's why I said before, there is a partnership, and partnership is working equally together, investing their all into either making the relationship work or potentially putting it into failure. So that is a partnership. And you can Google it. I believe it's also there.
No,
You can't, it's a
it,
partnership. It takes two. No, no, wait, hold up. Your Majesty, good boy. I just, I just want you
oh,
to,
Love it.
okay.
I
Frank,
just want
you told
you,
everybody that men need honor now, so they are trying to honor you.
I,
You don't enter
I am
one
just,
dance.
it's what I'm trying to listen. I, as a woman, have my perspective. Now you just told me that I'm thinking as a feminist. I am thinking as a woman. I am thinking as a
mm-mm,
woman in the world that I'm currently living in. If you want to take
mm.
feminism out of that and highlight it, fine, you know. But I am. Oh, thanks, John. I'll consider my new career. Um,
Tasha.
um, you
Tasha
what I am.
she
I
brought
am
this
a
home
woman.
today.
I am a I am a very strong-headed woman, and
Yeah.
I do agree. I'll say with 70% of what you said, I agree. I'm on your side.
Yeah.
But there are certain things, and Easy stepped in before because I needed to attend to kids and stuff. Telling about the Western world and why she thinks that it's not, because it's not. Like, yeah, I agree. It's a mindset. You understand? Not everything needs to be pointed finger at the easiest option there and blame it on them. That the
Sorry.
society is
Mm-hmm.
collapsed, that the society is going downwards and blah, 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 and the humanity is lost. And, it's on us. Because in order, for us now, us four to be here, we need to have certain mindset that is probably different than majority. That we are here able to actually discuss
Yeah.
among ourselves. Sorry, that the most one of the most controversial topics there is, because trust me, it is. And we it's maybe debate now of what 2 hours. We could be here 8 hours and we still wouldn't finish. And I'm
Yeah.
not taking it as a competition. You have your own perspective, the way you see it, based on how you grew up, based on your mindset. You understand? Based on the comparison, because where you were before and where you were brought up, and now where you are living, you blame now the Western world, which I think it's kind of a normal and natural for people to do. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
like I get it, but we shouldn't be generalizing it to this extent, because it gets dangerous in a way of how we then in and maybe potentially our listeners and stuff are gonna see certain things. These are the top, like, I understand you have your own, you believe that you are easy to understand, you believe you are like that, and stand by it. Fine, we are like that. Fine, but the fact is that how to come together. You see, even this now is kind of getting into that competitive, we are not equal. You said it before, the roles are not equal. It's not, a woman should be a woman, a man should be a man. I get it. But what does
Yeah.
that mean? And this
Yeah.
is our main problem. What does it mean, Frank? I am a woman and I should stay a woman. Okay. Can you please define what a woman is? Because the last time I checked, woman was just like gender based, uterus and reproductive system. And then a man is without it.
Yeah.
So, are we talking about roles and what kind of a roles? Because where I grew up, yes, in maybe 100, years ago, you understand, the roles were as clear as a day. A woman is going to be at home, she's going to take care of the kids, you understand, take care of the husband for him to represent and be honored by the society, right? And that's it. But the times have changed and we need to move on. We need to move with that on. And the mentality, sometimes at times when a man speaks, even today when I was listening, even now when I was not, talking, and I just had my earpieces in, it did, in a way, at moments, sounded like, a woman has her place. A woman is there. She needs to not nag, she needs to provide peace for the husband, praise him, and honor him. But nobody is talking about, how a man should treat a woman, because what we are dealing in a nowadays society is that a woman is being mistreated, and all these guidelines that are supposed to be understood are being misconcepted and misused, and the woman is where she is. And yes, I agree there are laws that are protecting women more, but for what reason? Because even women rights, when we are talking about them, they are not long ago.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? We need to wake up. Why? Just like I just went, because obviously when I put this in, I went through Google. Yeah, I used the Google search. You understand? And I went through these datas and stuff. Even like after pandemic, the fear of women doubled. Why?
Fe- Fear of
Because
what?
of
What?
Western world,
Fear of what?
fear
Fear of
of
what?
just them not being safe. They don't feel safe.
In what sense? Why not feel safe? Why?
They don't feel safe because of how the world went. Because maybe even when this pandemic started, right? Listen,
Yeah.
how many divorces just happened because they were closed in a bubble together. There was no
Destroy a
functioning
lot of
anymore as
family.
a family. Yeah, 24 hours
Destroy a lot of
together. They
relationship.
discovered about each other stuff that they didn't know maybe for 30 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay? Now, yes, okay,
Mm-hmm.
fine. Blame it on a woman, blame it on a man. I don't know this statistic. I fairly don't even care about it. The fact remains the same that a lot of families split. Not just with that. This time, when we were all in the bubbles, we all know, and that's conspiracy theory. If you want to take it like that, fine, take it. A lot of stuff started happening. I can speak for my country, for example, where women go for running in a forest where they ran 15 years and they got raped by somebody who migrated. You understand? And yeah, the fear is there. Let's put that aside, but I'm just trying to make clear of what fear and
No,
why
no,
and
you
how.
explain. You just make an example of why
Yeah,
women are afraid. Because Frank has
right.
fear of what, you understand? So
Yeah. So,
it's
it's something that we need to take into consideration. And I do understand that laws protect us. I even send, like, for example, Pedro, some, how British law you saw it. I'm not going to mention it
yeah,
publicly
yes, yes,
because
yes,
of
yes.
the protection of the, speech and stuff. But, and I'm completely against that because it should be highlighted. You understand? There are certain things that are against men and are not doing good for the men. But then at the same time, I see men, they don't go to, I don't know, let's say like years before into the army and be there 6 months or 1 year, you understand, when they are 18s and learn how to take care. Because I can tell you, men of my mom's generation or even a little bit then further down, They are men because they went through that.
Yeah, they are trying. You're
After
right.
that, everything stopped. Now, I'm sorry, I'm a woman. I know how to change a tire on a car. I know how to change oil in a car. I know how to change a light bulb in a car. I'm that type of a woman. I'm that type of a woman who is gonna put, I don't know, a Hoover apart just to see what is inside. That's
Yeah,
me. I am masculine, but I grew up without a masculine figure. I needed to learn.
of course, of course.
Good.
But I have my feminine side if you let me.
That's the issue. For a man, being feminine shouldn't be conditional because what is
No,
generally
it's not a
seen in
but
modern.
no, when he said a lot of, in relationship, what I meant with that is that a lot of men let a woman be. There is a lot of single married women.
Exactly. Oh, I love this. There are a lot of single married women. They are into marriage, but they are single.
Yes.
Why is
Ninety
that?
Why
percent,
is that? If
Why is
my
that?
we have the possibility to be honest here
ninety
today.
percent. I don't even want to end. 90% of married women, they are married single women. They are married, but they are
Why?
single.
Why is that? Why is
Because
that?
men don't step up.
That is
In
it.
They
what
are not
way?
there. There are cases, okay, I'm gonna tell you now. There are cases where a woman goes to work like a man, does 8 hours, sometimes 10, maybe 12, it doesn't matter. Will go to work, husband does the same. She'll come home, everything is on her, from picking up the children from school, providing them
Cooking,
food,
taking
making
care,
sure that
asking,
everything is clean.
all.
Exactly, she will do everything while the man is so tired from his job. He takes shower, sits on a couch, and watches YouTube channel or chats with a friend.
Oh yeah. Oh
When
yeah.
You've
there
heard
is a
that?
free time, wait. When there is a free time, when it should be a family time, because a real man should do that, right? There are times that he would rather go to spend time with friends
Mm,
Yeah.
because
mm.
Yeah.
honor outside of the house is so important.
Tisha, well, I'm
Yeah.
going to say something. We have been talking since. There is something nobody said about women. I asked a
Okay.
question. What do men want? And Brother Frank,
Yeah.
yeah, well, he quickly told me all the things that men want, which I didn't ask.
Yeah.
And nobody bothered or cared to ask, what do women want?
Yeah. I was going to ask that. I was going to
Yeah,
ask it.
and
No, 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 no,
you
no.
see, he did
Because
ask, but I shut him
I
down because of the
I asked
sentence he used.
I asked Tasha, but not she was talking. Then I replied her, but not that I made it. But what I wanted to do after everybody has spoken, then I will ask, what does women or a woman want? What does she want? Tell us, educate us. Yeah, yeah. Both of you can
TC,
educate
go on.
us what women
I
want.
spoke now. I'm gonna let you speak.
No.
Yeah,
Okay, I am not going to speak for other women. I'm going to speak
yeah,
for myself.
yeah.
What does he want? A lot of things, but I'm just going to put it in two words. Number one,
Mm,
EC needs to be respected. Yeah. When I talk about respect, I talk about I have my dreams, I have my goals, I have my vision. These are things I don't joke with. I don't
yeah.
joke with it because if before EC became a wife, a mother, EC was EC. EC was created as an individual. EC
Mm-hmm,
had a destiny to fulfill. So
mm-hmm.
when I'm entering in partnership with you, whether you call it partnership or you call it marriage, you call it relationship, whatsoever name you think you want to call it, please don't kill my dreams. Find
Mm-hmm.
out and help me out with it. I'm not going to tell you I'm going to a lack as a mother or a wife, I'm going to balance it with your support. I will
Mm-hmm.
balance it. But by the time you start killing my dreams, you're killing my goals, and you're killing my vision, then even if there's that thing called love, believe me, I'm a woman. I won't see you. I won't. That honor that you talked about when we started talking, now that honor goes down. I will honor you when you raise me, when you help me to get up, when you take me to the top. Then my honor will not just be honor. If there's anything to be added to the honor, I will add it to it. Why? Because I will always look back and say, if not for my man, because he stood by me. So that's
Mm-hmm.
number one.
Amen. I'm with you.
So
Preach.
I
Preach,
spoke
my
for
sister. Tell them. Tell them.
so I spoke for myself. So I think it's just
Mm-hmm.
small sentence, respect, and it carries a lot of things. And another thing, I don't need a violent man. I think I
Mm-hmm.
believe in solving my issues with talking,
Yeah,
communicating. Yeah,
dialogue.
I don't believe you raise your hand, and I don't in short, I don't even want to think about it. And that's one thing I think I cannot. So it's more, but I think like putting it in just two words. That's it. That's for easy. You know, we are different.
Mhm.
So there are things that
Yeah.
another woman will like and another woman will not. So that's mine.
So Tasha, let's hear from you.
I take Issy's first point completely 100% from the beginning to the last function there. I take it. I agree. I'm with her. Yes. Respect. The second thing, yeah, what she said, partially yes, but most importantly, I want a man. I mean, yeah, that's what I want. I want that a man steps up his game, like be it in a communication, whatever, be it in with professionally, be it family wise. I want a man to step up,
Yeah.
be there, because it's very important. If you have a stable man, a man who stands for himself, who stands for a family, I believe you have 90% of the things already.
Yeah.
Can I say something?
And
Can I say something? I waited for her to finish. Sorry if I interrupt you. When Pedro asked the question, the younger generation of today, what kind of example can we live? And I listened to my brother when he was talking. I just want to add some things to what you said. Thank God that you said you have female children. I'm from a family of uh my mom have 10 of us female. And there was one thing my mom did. I'm not talking about my dad, I want to talk about my mom. She made sure each and every one of us who had what they call be self-independent.
yeah,
Self-independent. Very, very important. I heard my brother talking about understanding men, but I did not hear him say he would teach his children, which is the female children. You know, that is one of the problem we are having today. You see beasts that call themselves husband. I'm sorry I use that word, but that is the only word I think I can use here. Maltreating a woman can be your sister, it can even be your mom. Some women cannot go out from such relationship. Do you know why? Because they are not self-independent. Because nobody, not even their parents, taught them how to be self-independent. When I talk about self-independent, you teach your children before. Now I'm talking about you, my brother, that You said you have female children, that is why I use myself as an example. They are growing up before they become wife to somebody. Just as I said before, they have their destiny to fulfill. And their destiny is what? You need to tell them how they can build themselves to be independent as a
Yeah.
woman. That does
Be
not mean
responsible.
not be respectful to a husband. A lot of women are into domestic violence today. They die there. The man continue to abuse them, all because this woman will say, if I go, how am I going to survive? And I'm sorry to say this. A lot of men have taken this as an opportunity to enslave a lot of women. So parents, most especially fathers, when you have female children, please, there is something you can teach your children, not the love that a man has to give. You need to teach them they should love themselves first. Give value to themselves. Be self-independent. So that if anything happens, they can say, okay, you know what? If you're mad, let me just tell Pat until you cool down, then we'll come back and we'll talk. How can she do that when she's self-independent? If she's not, then she'll be a slave. God forbid it will not be our children's portion. But the reality of life is this is what is happening. So when we were talking about teaching the younger ones, I have made children. I try as much as possible as a mom. I don't just tell my boys, this is how I tell them how to respect women. When I tell them how to respect women, I don't tell them you need to lie on the ground. No, 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 no. I make them understand that a man is a man, and a man needs to take his responsibility. I teach them as young as they are. I teach them how a man should be responsible. Because in whatsoever you are going to lead people, your wife, your children, you cannot be a lazy man. When I talk about laziness, I'm not talking about you not going to work. There are some men, they go to work and they come back, they don't know anything. They don't even know the teacher of their children. They don't know the school their children are going. They don't do homework for the children. They don't have relationship with their children. When we talk about a married woman being single, these are what contribute to a married woman being single, because you're having a lot of wood called husband in the house and it's not contributing, or because he pays the house rent or he gives you money for grocery and all that, and you think you're a man. It is more than that. So it is my responsibility as a mom that have male children. I teach my male children how to be responsible men. Because remember, where I come from, the Africa we come from, three of us, I think, four of us here, I think we are from Africa. There's this way our parents were training us. A house where there are a home where they have both female and male children. There's this thing that our parents normally do. The guys, that's the boys' children, they don't do anything. They train up the girls to be good wives. Who then trained up the boys to be good husbands? Because
Yeah.
also I need a good husband. I need a good man in my life. Nobody.
Mhm.
Nobody.
Our,
They also
our
need to
father teach
understand
us
one
how to
thing.
be a good man. Yeah.
They
Our
have to
father teach us how to be a good
undergo
man.
training for them, because
Mhm.
as you're preparing the female children to be good wives, you also need to prepare the male children to be good husbands.
Of
So
course.
now that we know better, these are things, and I think the generation after us and after us, these are messages that we're sending to them. Please,
Mhm.
Let us train our children. Let us give each and every one. The female children, they should be self-independent because men already look. It is a natural thing on them that they know that they are the one to cater for the home and all that. So we don't even need to go there. But we need to also train them. We are training women to become good wives. We need men also to become good husbands. So
Mm-hmm.
that is
Yep.
my little
Mm-hmm.
contribution. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Isi. I'm in complete agreement with what you said. The only thing that I
Yeah.
will add to this as my opinion based on the question, and especially for the fact that we're talking about the younger generation of child, is that, look, there is what they call lifestyle. Is something that a lot of people don't talk about explicitly, but from their action, from their arguments, from the fight that they have every now and then, I, for one, have noticed over and over again that oftentimes when we fight between men and women, it has to do with lifestyle. Some may call it mindset. And lifestyle, I mean, in the sense that if you do not, as a man, the primary thing we have said over and over again that it is their duty to care for the family. It is by default their responsibility. And if you do not have control over a lot of resources to be able to take care of your family individually, individually, you have to learn how to cooperate with the person that you have in your life, your wife, to make this thing work for yourself and your family. That is the reason why I was saying earlier on, we should do what works for us. One thing that I know that, and I also believe that maybe women may not really fully understand this thing. Men understood that they are not equal with every man in life. Man no say he no dey equal with other fellow men.
Mm,
On average, a man is not confused about where he stands in life. Quote me anywhere. A man that is above 20 years old, that is out there in the world, navigating his way through, knows for a fact where he stands in
Mm-hmm.
life.
Mm-hmm.
They know they get am confused. Men genuinely know that they are not equal with every man in life. They don't
Mm-hmm.
even confuse themselves about that. It's not like as it is common with, in case, in brackets, not all women, in most women, that it's not five that will be five that will, but will believe that she is 10 or whatsoever. Men not they get that confusion at all. Men know where
Mm-hmm.
they stand because when the chiefs are down, he know his place. Because other men
mm.
will put him in his place easily without a doubt.
But
Men know
then,
this.
but
So
then, why
what I'm
is it so
saying,
important for you, men? Sorry, Pedro. But then, why is it so important for you, men, to get like some type of approval and honor from the society if you already know?
hence the reason why. That's the reason why a man oftentimes in their life
And then their
fights to
women are
be.
complicated.
Yeah, that's
No.
that's the reason. Why do you think men will gladly even go to war to prove to fellow men that, look, I can do it. I'm a man.
Mm-hmm.
But how about this? A man will go home to his wife and treat her like a queen she is to prove
Yeah.
to another man. How
Yeah, of
about
course.
that? Oh,
I have flaws. I have conflict.
Yeah.
Take that
the,
out.
the thing is that if you ask me, men that do that, men that are like that, in layman's term, or let me even use the millennial terminology for you, they are simps. These are men that are not actually men. They are not alpha when it comes to the men's cycle, men's club. They are not considered to be men. Not, in men's world, it's very, very binary. You either in or not. It doesn't work that way. Honestly, really, in a man's
no,
world. Men know their
No,
place. Women
I get it. I get it. But why I said what I said is because everybody is saying how complicated women are. But just listening to all the, I got a puzzle piece
Okay.
of I mean a picture of 5,000 pieces now to put together, and trust me, I haven't even done corners of them because there's like a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit that. Oh my goodness!
but
But
Tasha, let's
yeah,
be
no,
honest.
fine.
I believe that you have heard over the years that a man will love to be treated like a king in his home, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Of
But
course,
let's be
Your
honest, all men
Majesty.
cannot be treated like a king in their home based on the things
No,
that
because they
you
don't deserve
physically.
it. It's not
Fine.
yeah, bruh. I'm not gonna treat you
They
like
are
a
not.
king if you are not even as if you're not even equal to a servant in a
It's a
castle.
two-way side. No, it's a two-way side. If you want me to treat you like a king, I am your princess, so you treat me like the queen.
Of
Perfect.
course.
So,
Now,
so that is
Pedro,
the
can I
reason
come
why,
in, please?
guys. Okay, that's the
Okay.
reason why I
Still.
said. Okay, no, Frank, just 1 minute because I think we are getting ourselves into
Okay.
Pedro,
difficulties.
sip some small, sip some small.
Yes, the reason what I was trying to take home is this. Oftentimes, it has to do with lifestyle. These things
Yeah.
that we
Yeah.
are discussing here, we are fighting over and everything. Some men have been able to construct a lifestyle that anybody that is coming into their life know their place in it, whether we agree or not. And
No,
Mm-hmm.
you're
for
right.
some
You are
people
very
or
right.
the female folks that want to deal with them, and women are very good with this as well because a lot of women, both in my private and professional life, I have come across them. They understood very well that that man, with the way he rolls, I cannot deal with that kind of lifestyle. So
Yeah.
I take myself out of it. So for some men that have the confidence that they are comfortable in their own skin, they don't have any problem telling you that look, as far as I am concerned, this is where I stand. The
Mm-hmm.
decision is up to you.
Mm-hmm.
If she make an example earlier on of somebody that told her explicitly, if you are going to be the top, I don't know how to play the second man, I cannot deal with it. And they made a decision clearly for it. But the problem I have with both men and women are some people they will know very well where they stand and they will continue to fight for things that they know for a fact. One, they are not they are not working in that realm of life.
That's
Yeah.
right. Mm-hmm.
That a lot of us confuse ourselves. We continue to have expectation of other people, something that we know ourselves. We are not even there. And there was some time ago, Tiasha, we had a discussion that I told you about. Oftentimes, when we talk about domestic chores in family, I have
Mm.
seen a case whereby the husband told the wife, look, when it comes to cleaning, forget it. I don't do it, but I'm ready to do 22 hours a day work to be able to pay somebody to come and clean my house because I don't clean. And
Mm-hmm.
the woman refused because the woman would have preferred that my husband should clean. I am cleaning too. Duh.
No, that
Don't you
she's
see
not
where
really
the confusion
thinking.
is here?
Mm.
No, I understand that, but then I'm also thinking like you're ready to work more hours. I think that from a woman perspective, she's also taking it as like he's gonna spend less time with me or at
Oh no.
home.
Oh no. Okay, Tasha, can I come in here? You see,
Yes, please.
communication matters a lot. In
Mm-hmm.
I am a woman. If at the end of the day, my husband or my partner, my whatsoever, he tells me I can't clean. Maybe the both of us are working. I can't clean, but I rather pay somebody. I think I will be considerate. You know why? Because it's not everybody that like cleaning. Even when there are some women, I have a girlfriend that she tells me to my face. She has somebody that comes to her house to do cleaning for her. So you don't expect her to come and do clean. So, there are people like that. So as a woman, as a woman, that is where this partnership, marriage, you don't just think about yourself. Because if you continue to think about yourself, that means you're selfish. That means you don't
Mm-hmm.
want to work. That is why I
Yeah,
said the
that part,
beginning.
yes.
You understand? It takes two to make it work. A man comes to you and tells you, look, I don't like cleaning. Instead of me to clean, I prefer to pay somebody. Whether he's going to do 10 hours, he's going to do 20 hours, he's going to do 40 hours, I don't care. You then we look for the person comes, clean, then you pay. I also have a friend. I have this very good friend of mine. She's into big business. She's into one big business like that. So it got to a time because of the kind of business she's doing. She's always out of town, conferences and all that. She has to. She told the day she told. She said, "I have to go to my husband. We have our culture, so I have to tell you the way she did it. She's from my tribe. She went to her husband. She knelt down, not because she's a slave, because there was something she wanted to tell her husband that normally an Isha man, an Esa man, let me call it the real name, an Esa man will not take it. Okay, because of where we were coming from. So she knew that she needed to do something different for her husband to accept her request. She went down on her knees and said, look, you are the one that gave me this platform. You opened the ways for me. Look at the kind of opportunity that are coming my way. And I need to be there to cook for you. But I cannot be cooking every day. Please, can I hire somebody that the kind of dish you like, I will make sure that the bed, don't worry, I will make sure I'm the one paying the person. So it's still the same thing like what Pedro said. And with the way she presented that case to the husband, a man coming from my tribe accepted. Now, when I tell people that sometimes you receive a no instead of a yes. It is all it depends on the way you communicate. The tune,
Yes.
the tune that you use in saying it. You understand what I'm saying? So if these
Mm-hmm.
two come together, now I don't know how the man told the wife that she said no. If you are, look, my dear, I don't like cleaning. I don't think you don't need to you don't need to be ashamed. I, I remember when I was young in my marriage. I remember then I had my first son. I told my husband, I said, please, you help me to wash plate. To I'll finish cooking. Just help me to wash plate. He didn't tell me no. But there was it's funny, but he just I remember he came to me and he was like, there's one of my friend, he gave it was an illustration, a story. Only me told him. I said, leave my plate for me. He said, the wife asked him to wash plates. He was washing, all of a sudden all the plate just fell on the ground and everything scattered. I don't need him to explain to me. I know he wants to break my plate. I said, please leave my plate. I will take my time to go and wash my plate. You understand what I'm saying? So that means, and then he told when I did the washing of the plate myself later, and then you know what happened? He came to me and he was like, even when I was a kid, don't like washing plate. He said, so you know what we'll do? We'll just buy a washing machine so that you'll be washing your plate with machine. I can't wash plate. And that was how we solve our problem. So you see, communication matters a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Matters.
That is the best way. So, that the best way to live is understanding. Not just it.
Absolutely.
The best way to live is understanding. First, I understand you, you understand me, then we can live in peace.
Mm.
Then we talk. But if we do not understand each other, this is when we argue, or I don't want to agree or accept. You know?
No, bro, you are right. That understanding, but the problem, do you know where it's really coming from? Because we are here to say the fact. We are here to say the truth. The
Yeah.
problem is The problem is that some men, they now take religion. I have to go back there again. They take culture. They start they start bringing out those culture. You see, then they start telling the woman, you are under, you are supposed to be submissive. I think there about 2 weeks ago, somebody was reading the Bible telling us that God said, man, love your wife. God did not ask the woman to love me. God said the woman should respect me. And a woman now brought out and said, before then, there is a verse that says the both of you should love you. He said, forget about that. Go to where God said the woman should be submissive. Now you see, so I was like, what are we talking about? So
You
it
see, you
starts
see,
it starts from
uh,
there. It starts from there.
no,
Very funny.
in the Bible, we understood there were so many people who interpreted the Bible or the law of God for their own advantage.
Of
Okay,
course, of
so
course.
we understand that these are truth. Okay, so there is a certain lady that I saw, you know, we saw in the Bible, in the book of Corinthians, that a woman shouldn't speak, she should be quiet and ask her husband questions.
Did
Okay,
I speak? Yeah.
so now she is a preacher. She preaches on the altar. She has a church.
Mm.
She founded it. So some people came and bring the argument. And when there was an opportunity, there was a kind of a study that was done, and opportunity were given to the congregation to ask questions. Okay, so now the people ask questions and say it was clearly stated in Corinthians that a woman shouldn't speak. You know, how come that you are even the head of the
You are
church?
talking. You have a
How
tongue to
does
talk.
that work? Oh, the woman flip and they say, how could you have said that? That is not what the Bible says. That is not what it means. Okay, there the woman I referred there to in Galatia chapter 3, so or 4, if I could remember correctly, where he says the Bible says there is no male or female, no bond or free, so all are for God. So why would you say that do not have sometimes, many a times, in society arguments, we say what will favor us or what will make that argument to go that way
Yeah.
or the way it's going. You
Absolutely.
understand? So
This is
that
human
is
nature.
how so many times. So religion actually it is not. Many people interpreted it wrongly. That is not the real intention of the religion is is to find peace and find society things that is missing, but it's
Yeah.
one way or the other it is being interpreted, and some people have been a victim of religion for sure. In the time past or even in this time, so many, especially women, are victims of religion.
So true.
Exactly.
The truth be told,
Exactly.
very
Exactly.
very truth. So
No,
and I want to comment on what Tasha says. No, not Tasha. uh, Isi, what the Isi says the
Look,
other
he
time.
wrote it down, you see. You see?
Yeah,
He wrote
Isi,
it. Look,
yeah,
he's checking.
what she
Good
says
boy.
in
he wants to be
supporting
good boy.
in supporting dreams. Okay, in supporting
Now,
she says that respect and supporting her dreams. Okay, isn't it? That's what you say now.
yes,
Yes.
So,
that's it.
as a woman, what you need is respect and somebody to support your dream because
It's a
you have your
it's a mixture. I said
yeah.
respect. The respect have respect A,
Mm-hmm.
respect B.
CZ after that. So what I want to say is this, many a times I like, for me as a person, actually, I like people that are visioneer. I like man or woman that is visionary, that knows something that he wants to do. Okay, that he wants to become this, wants to become that, and all that. So we find a way to support. But do you know that many a times, in some ways, I've seen few men who did not want to support their wives for what they were trying to pursue. The
Mhm.
reason is
Mm-hmm.
this, statistically, and their reason is this, which we have seen so far. When a woman goes up, the first thing that it drops is her husband. Her husband become an obstacle.
Statistically speaking, yes.
It drops the husband. So now he can take the keys. Of course, many women take their children, but the man is a disturbance. Can go away because now she's not having the time for the man, and the man is complaining. You ain't having time for me. You ain't doing this. You ain't doing that. For then the woman is disturbed. So she doesn't want that. So these men told me these are the reason why I will never support my wife to do this, to do that. Okay, so you see, in career, in pursuing a career, women are easily distracted by their own career, especially in family stuff. Doing the family duty, doing the wifey duty. No matter how a man goes, how high he goes in society in achievement, his money activity he never forgets. That is primary aim. These are some of the reasons why sometimes men don't want to support women in their dreams. When a man goes up, family is a status for a man. When a man goes up, his wife is the first thing that he takes along with him. Because no matter how important a man is, if he's not having family, he's not responsible before his fellow men. So he's downgraded 100%. You see it now. But amongst women, when they goes up, okay, when they goes up or go to the height of their career, when a man is a distraction, in fact, in today's world. I can name some women, and there is a certain one that just happened recently. I don't want to mention the name based on public stuff and all that. The first thing that she did it was this, to drop the husband. They said the husband is a distraction. So these are sometimes you see that some men don't want to support their wives in careers. Okay,
Can I
so
ask
that is
something?
that is for that. Sorry.
Your
Uh,
Majesty, may I speak, please?
no, I wanted to quickly. Sorry,
Let
Tasha.
no,
I
I
wanted
just
Tasha,
I
just
wanted
let him
to
finish
quickly
his
I
come
thoughts,
to
then you
you,
can ask your question. Let
no,
him just
because
finish
it's
his
please.
it's
thoughts.
it's related to this, and I'll forget. Okay.
I wanted to come to you, Tasha. You said that men should step up.
Oh Jesus Christ! There she can.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
you said men should step up to be a man. So, do you know that many of these things recently here in Italy, there was a certain family. So, this is what the woman was saying to the man: "You ain't stepping up as a man. You gotta step up as a man." This man was confused. Please, how should I step up as a man? Please let me
Mhm.
know. Because this is the kind of phrase that most women use without explanation.
Mhm.
There is no explanation. You gotta be a man. You gotta step up as a man. How should I
Mhm.
do it? I make there's
Like.
provision. I'm doing my best for the family. So
Mhm.
how? Please let me know. How should a man step up as a man for him to
Mhm.
for that would be satisfactory. Okay,
Mhm.
that would be satisfactory for him to be appreciated, because when you are telling him that he should step up as a man, he's dead. He will say to his, oh, meaning I'm dead, I'm not a man. Okay, that thing is as
Uh-huh.
hard as in is dangerous than acid for a man's heart. When you tell him you
Oh,
gotta step
okay.
up, man, and there is no clear explanation on what he should step up for. Because if you should be a man that doesn't have time for the kids, doesn't play with them and all that, he should be told. Because most men are
Mm,
not doing that. If he's
mm,
not happy having time for the woman, he should be told, you ain't having enough time for me. You should step up on this aspect. When it is
mm,
cleared, there is no ambiguity on it. Then we will
mm,
have an understanding. If not, these are statements that kills a man before he dies
mm,
physically. Uh-huh. So Tasha,
mm.
you can go on now.
I forgot the first one, like I said.
Oh,
The
sorry.
second one,
Sorry.
the second one,
Eh.
I didn't. I said step up as a man, and then it's between me and my man. If I need to go, I didn't state which one, so I don't know why you need details now on this. Uh, but I mean, I understand what you said. Obviously, if I'm in a relationship, I'm discussing because you said right, women are communicating. So obviously, I will say that. Um, that sounded more as an advice where I just said what I want as a woman from a man. So I don't have anything to say back. Obviously, I will say to him, step up there, step up there. This is what I need. This is what I want. Blah blah
Okay,
blah blah blah. But
okay,
in generally,
Tasha.
as a woman, this is what yes I want. And I forgot the first one, and the first one was juicier. So you see, I have baby brain. I'm with kids 24 hours a day. I need like you know.
No, no,
Tasha.
the first one he said he was talking about a man supporting the woman. The reason why
Yeah,
he wants
why man? Yeah. What
Why
what I
men
wanted
refuse
to
to
know
support
is
women these days?
thank you, thank God that I have you. Um, what I wanted here is you were long in that, and you clarified it somehow. But what I want to understand is that when a woman, based on your examination of example, you said that when a woman rises, a man drops, and I mean she
it's
drops a
not
man and stuff.
no when a woman rises, the woman drops the man. That's what he
Oh,
said.
Human.
okay, yeah, yeah. Yeah. But my question here is because we before when we started talking, we spoke about man's ego, and we also spoke about finances and how a man, sometimes or oftentimes cannot accept a woman who is on a higher position financially because that hurts his ego because he should be a provider and stuff. Now I'm asking, why does a man become a distraction to a woman on a position? Is it because his ego is the distraction?
No,
You get what I mean
No,
here?
no,
Tiasha. No, Tiasha.
no.
No, no,
It's
I
not. It's
didn't
not his
say. I
ego.
didn't say that's a fact. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ, look at this man. Wow! I'm asking you, since you
No.
know so much, I want to know because I know a case where a woman stepped on her position quite high, while a man, because maybe lack of his ambition, lack of luck when it comes, professionally, business wise, whatever, he kind of remained on the same position and she rose up. Um, obviously 3 years later the divorce happened, and when I did speak to this person, why and stuff, it was not because, oh, I'm now independent, I'm now on a position and stuff. She said, listen, he couldn't accept the fact that I am on a position. Anytime I had a meeting, he was either calling me because he couldn't take care of the kids. There was always something. He was not there to support me for me to stay on that level. So in order for me to continue, I needed to get a divorce. I needed to separate from him. You
That's
see, that's why I asked. And why I asked this is because look at Frank. He has a grin on his face. He's gonna hit me now with something else. It's just um um it's just something that it's part of me, and I'm thinking about it. And now when he said that, I have, a background to ask. I know statistically, I know Google told you this and that, and there is data of this and blah blah blah. But there is no data of how many women drop their husbands because they couldn't stand the fact that they're on a higher position,
No.
No,
or
no,
or that's
Listen.
provided as well.
No,
no. The thing,
listen.
Yasha,
Listen.
the thing, Frank, just
Pedro,
one moment.
please.
Okay,
Okay.
you go on before you forget your thoughts. I'm sure
Okay.
I will not forget
Okay.
behind you. Go on.
Okay. So
Okay.
now, from your statements, I can analyze some stuff. So now, technically, naturally, there are so many things that is just nature. Men cannot do with children. Okay. That one is just truth. Because man cannot actually do those stuff. That this one is truth. You see where there is a problem in a position. Now, the woman is no longer available in what she's supposed to have been doing at home at a certain point in time, of which the man cannot do that. Okay, so now you see, and she says sometimes maybe if she's in a meeting, the man will be calling her to say, this, making some kind of complaints and all that. And later she found out that she cannot just continue like that. She has to get a divorce. So you see, these are some of the reason, not the ego of the man. No, no ego. To be frank, a man does not look at a woman's wealth. It's not because a woman has money and maybe the man is afraid of the money. No, because what the man is actually looking at is, will the woman be present for me when I need her? That is it. Because when I need you or when you need me, if I'm not there when you need me, is a problem, isn't it? So if you are not there when I need you too, it's a problem for me. Therefore, I need you, you need me. These are some of the reasons so many men don't want a woman that is in a higher position, not because they are afraid or they cannot, there is an ego. No. Would you be present? Because there are so many things that you engage in that will take your time. That one is true. So I have seen a woman who divorced the man. The man is well to do, is giving the woman anything that she wanted, but the woman got a divorce because the man is not there. Maybe in a week or in 2 weeks, this man will be at home like once or twice because he has to travel from here to there, from here, one conference or the other, another. She never sees this man. He told the man, I did not marry money. I married you. I want to see you. I want you. I want to see you. I want to, not the beautiful house, not everything. So if you are not there, please,
I
nothing.
don't know.
And
I get it, but I
so
have a feeling that majority of men, and I'm gonna say that aloud, majority of men stops a woman from her going on because he cannot
that's
control
just
her
the
anymore.
reason.
Then no, he
Yeah.
cannot control. There is no control over her anymore.
Yeah,
Of
you are
course,
not
I should
wrong
be able.
in that.
If I'm a man, I should be able to control. Listen, if I'm a man, I should be able to control my home. If you are my wife, I should be able to control you.
You can
I should
control your
be
home,
able.
but controlling a
Yeah.
person is what?
Now, what is control? What is control in the first case? What do you understand by control?
No, I mean, you know what I mean. Financially, she's uncontrollable.
No,
First of
No,
all,
no,
no, guys. Let
no,
us
no, not like that.
let's break this discussion. Let us stay at least to what is generally accepted in society. Because
Yeah.
if we go into personal anecdotal experience, it
no,
defeats
it's not personal, Pedro. I asked, I asked because when I asked, you came and stated, I mean, not you, like Frank, for example, he stated something sounded like a fact. And I'm saying something back. It's not a fact. There is
Mm-hmm.
also, and if we are talking about facts, then there is more facts. There is more to it.
Yeah.
And when
Mm-hmm.
he gave now another explanation, I need to reply because this is it. If you know, it's not personal. I am not, I mean, I'm not in a position. I'm not in a woman in a position. I'm not. But I'm saying that it is the way it is. And today we said we're gonna come here. We're gonna bring it on. Cards on the table. This is how it is.
Bring the fire.
Yeah, no, yeah. You gave me the permission. You can't
Bring the
tame me
fire.
now. You brought a wild horse on a field. Now let me run. You
Perfect.
know. But what I'm saying is, Frank, if you're stating facts, so to speak, you understand. And I get your explanation, and I get your analytics and stuff. And I wish that I lived in your world because it sounds very perfect. But the truth is far away from it. You
My
know,
word is
I
not
understand you are
perfect.
coming from the set of mind you have, from the experience you have, from the stories you know, but those are not
Yeah.
facts.
Uh,
it
they are not.
remains it remains the same that there are people. No, I'm gonna put it like that. There are men who do not like to support women to get to the position because they lose the control of a woman. And I'm not talking about her going with another man, but mostly financially. She's above. There is no more, hey,
No.
honey, I'm missing the money for rent. Can you chip in and stuff like that? She's independent.
No.
And he does have to do something with the man's ego as well. There are cases, and we need to put it out there. And don't tell me no, 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 because I know they are, and it's the fact, and it remains the fact. And I know that we are not gonna fix it. But cards on the table.
No, no,
Yeah,
you are not completely wrong about it. The fact is that there are some women, which there are even some men that believes in women's money. Innately here in our community, in our Nigerian community, we call this type of merchants. We know them. It's something that is common, and some people do that. They live their life in from anybody that lives here in Italy and is a Nigerian in our community. We call this type of merchant. We know them. That is not a hidden aim at all. And even women know this type of thing. But if we are speaking generally for the purpose of our discussion, on average, on average, a woman's money
sorry, Your
has
Majesty Frank, can you please mute yourself because your banging doesn't allow me to hear Majesty Pedro, please. Thank you.
okay. Since you call me Your Majesty, my bene, the fact is that on average in life in general, a woman's money does not transform the life of a man. You know, we started this discussion today. I know that women, with the way women reason, may not see any reason with this at all. What a man define as honor is different from what a woman would qualify as honor. Because here in our
Mm-hmm.
discussion, we have made it clear, at least on your part, that what you would term as an honor is a man doing everything that they need to do at home. From your own understanding, things you would have believed that a man should do and everything at home, fine. It's great. That's a very lovely thing. But in a man's world, what makes him gain honor has nothing to do at all with the money that the wife have, but have everything to do with the ability he has to be able to control his own. If a man should give respect to another fellow, Teshan, I understand. You don't agree, you don't believe, you don't see life that
It's
way.
not
It
about
does
that.
not
We
change
had a
the nature of a
discussion.
man.
No, Pedro. We had a podcast before. We did an episode where you also spoke about, how some men find it difficult to accept a woman on a certain position because
Absolutely.
of so yeah, you see, you do agree with me. But what it sounds like now is this side. I don't know how your camera show, but like it's me and EC, and then it's you and Frank. So it's like we're divided, really, women and men. So
Not
I'm
today.
gonna
What is the
use
topic of our discussion today?
no.
What is the
That's what
topic
I
of our
mean.
discussion?
So that's why I can say my side here, right? We are pro women. We're and I understand we fought for, and now I understand that your side, and you see the aspect you are using now is how women on a position drop their men. It's totally like, how women are bad in that case. And now when I use
No,
the case that they're
no, no. Don't,
wait, not
they are not
no,
bad.
wait, and not bad in such, but like you are highlighting that aspect and saying that this is what happens to some women, this is what they do. But I'm saying that there is also that are women in a position that men are distraction because of their ego. And it's like you guys are now having a
When
very
have we
difficult
understood a
time
man
to
ego of a
accepting
man?
it.
A man has
What?
an ego. That we established that already. A man has an
No,
ego. That
I
is
I
the honor.
understand, but no, okay. Yeah, go on.
A man has an ego. That is the honor he seek his entire life to fulfill. A man has an ego. A
No,
man has
yes, and
a man has an image in his family and what the image he has in the society. And when we are talking of the society here, other fellow men, the type of respect that they accord to him. He has no business to do with what the wife say at home, in his personal home. When you go out of the four corner of your own house, the way you are perceived as a man is a different ball game entirely. I cannot be here today with all honesty and pretend to you or anyone else that that is not how life is. I am sorry, but for a man, that is what it is. Because as a man, for you to cut your teeth in the society, to be able to stand and create your family and stand and fight for your wife and your children, for them to be able to even enjoy the privilege of having your name, that when they go out, they will say, okay, that's that man's children. You have to go to war in the society and fight and maintain your position. It is not given to you. As a man, that is your primary role in the society. Whether your children are able to eat at home or not, that's a different discussion entirely. That is between you and your wife. But if you won't create your name, if the man must die with a name in the particular society that they live, there is a different fight that the man has to fight out there to be able to establish himself among men. This is something, like I said earlier on, I know for a fact that I don't even have the way or means, methodology to be able to explain it to a woman. They may never agree or understand with it, but as a man, you know it. Men know that they are not equal with every other man out there. Men know this thing honestly, except the man want to lie. If he goes out of his parents' home and everything, living in the larger society, he knows his place. I
Yeah,
don't need to
that
tell
is so
him.
true.
He knows his place for a fact. If he dare try it, his hand will be burnt immediately. They will put him where he belongs, without a
That's
doubt.
right. That's it. That's it.
There is no dancing around this as a man.
Mhm.
You know it. I don't
Sorry,
know. I
excuse
don't.
me, please, sir.
I wish I could actually explain it to you. I don't know how best
No,
I'll be able to do it. It's something that you have to
it,
live
i-
to be able to
it
know
is
about
true.
it. But what I
It
was
is
trying
true.
to say
So,
is that, Frank, can you please turn off your mic a little bit so that we can? Okay, good. What I was trying to say again is this, based on what we have said so far, is that look, we should not underestimate lifestyle. Most of these things that we talk about, most of these things that we fight about and everything has to do with lifestyle. And when we talk about women's money, generally, even women themselves know now, generally, a real man don't care about how much you earn. Don't give a damn about it. A real man wish you well, you can be the first lady of the country, the president and everything. But a real man, really, honestly, they don't care. And I know that as a woman, this is confusing because if you love me so much, why don't you want to see me do well? Why don't you? It's like me coming to you that I have a wardrobe full of shoes, Gucci, Chanel, and everything. As a woman, If you see me telling you that as a man, it may make no sense to you at all. Tiasha, or whoever is listening to me, the prime minister of the country that I live in today is a woman. Do you know her husband? Do you know the name of the husband, boyfriend, or whatsoever? Do
Mm-mm.
you know it?
No.
But I can guarantee you, if he was a man, the first lady would have been on the cover of Vogue magazine. There would have been this office for
Hmm.
first lady, office of this and everything. Usually, woman's position in life does not automatically translate to the man from other fellow men. I repeat, your woman has a lot of money does not mean that I give you respect. That is just the fact of life. Ask any man, take it upon yourself, just out of joke and everything. Ask some men, what do they feel? Do they gain honor in the society, in bracket from their fellow men because their wife has a lot of money? Men do not accord respect like that. Men accord respect with what you have been able to conquer and acquire. It is biological in our nature. I'm sorry to say it, but we are still very, very primitive in our thinking. Despite the fact that we have developed technology and everything, unfortunately, men has remained the same over centuries. They have not changed.
Yeah.
Men are still very biological in nature. Is that look, just bring them food, give them sex, they are fine. We are just too stupid. We are very, very stupid. That is why we even still, that is why our wife oftentimes become our mothers as well. And it's confusing for women. I don't want to be your mother. But unfortunately, this is how men reason. I can't change it because me saying this tonight, I'm a fool. I do this myself. I see myself strongly with this kind of things as well because I don't say it, I don't intend to do it, but naturally, when I reflect and monitor my action, I see that I do certain things by default for the fact that look, biologically, this is who I am. I was arguing with a young lady recently on Instagram that was so full of herself and told me that men should not look at women because they are dressed a certain way. I'm like, my dear, let's be very honest. I even use the example of Dave Chappelle. If you are dressed like a police, if you are wearing the uniform of a policeman of London Metropolitan Police, I will see you as police. If you are dressed as a nurse, I will see you as a nurse. Don't expect men that are visual animals. You are dressed in a certain way with these jeans, tights, and everything, and you expect them not to look. I even had to send the video of one particular woman in Lagos. I don't know where she was. I was telling some other women, when your husbands tell you every now and then they are going to gym, this is what they are saying, oh, you should step up your game, oh, this and that, just to explain to her how stupid we could be. We they look, oh, don't go and do that mistake and think that the man is a pastor, is a man of God. You dress in a certain way and you will think that he will not look at you. Before he will ask God for forgiveness, he has seen you already, man.
Mm-hmm.
There are just some basic things that are, as a man, despite our civilization, despite our education, I know that this is very confusing for women. Despite all the work we have put in, but we still unknowingly live in this animalistic form when it comes to we looking at how women are dressed, when it comes to what we define as power or honor in the society. It's crazy, but that is just how it is. And that is why you see us, especially younger ones, they follow people that you will not consider as a good man in the society, but they are one of the number one influencer in their life. They follow people that they believe are completely the opposite of what everybody tells them that men should be. People that are arrogant, people that have the character or the attitude of being able to do for themselves without needing the permission of anybody, people that are able to put every other person in their place. These are what young children, on average, follow. It is you and I that put in the effort to kind of guide them in the right order. But on average, they don't listen to somebody that is maybe calm. Even women do not love men like that. Let's be honest. A man, on average, especially when women are young, a man that is a nerd, somebody that is very gentle, with eyeglass, wearing sweater and everything, that doesn't have swag, women on average do not even find them attractive. I cannot come here tonight and be pretending. This is what it is. This is what statistics says. Women are matured over time. They have had experience. That is when they begin to need men that will respect and honor them. When they are still youthful, they still believe that they can do it all. They need most of these men that are arrogant. Why do you think that some men in their youth, to be able to be popular among girls, they have to do certain things? Some men even start smoking to look like a bad way to attract young girls in their youth, not necessarily because they want to do it. This is a big problem. The problem of low self-esteem in men because of the way they are perceived by women is very, very rampant. This is not to say that it is women's fault, but I'm just trying to explain how men think. I wish the thing could change, but it's biological, and I don't think you and I, we here, the four of us today, have solution for this. To be very honest, but we can talk about it, but I really don't think we are about changing the nature, the human nature tonight. It is not possible. Over centuries of education have not been able to do it, and I don't think that we can do it either. But can we talk about it? Yes. Can we at least underline this basic fact, whether we like it or not? Yes, because we have children. I have a son. Of course, with the way he says that I'm living my life with the mother and everybody, he know by default that look, he cannot even bring that dishonor to the family name by being somebody that disrespects woman out there. This is what I wish for and everything, but that does not change the fact that out there in the larger society, the way on average people think is very, very important. And if
Ah,
politicians study all of these things, if policy makers, people that lead our society, that create policies educationally and everything, take into consideration all of these factors to be able to enact laws that will benefit all of us. You know, earlier on we were saying that they produce law in the society to benefit women. That is just one way of looking at it. But these are laws that we put in place so that our society could be livable by all of us involved in it. So, what am I saying? The differences in nature, whether we agree or not, the leaders of our society take them into consideration when they pass laws that benefit all of us. So, we can't come here today to underestimate it or deny it simply because we don't feel like. When for a fact, there are things that are relevant in our society. Why do you think, guys? Have we asked ourselves, especially this divide between men and women, how come we are able to work with our colleagues in offices? On average, if you find out, maybe most of our colleagues, if not that we are working together, they don't give a damn about us. They don't send us like they say in Nigeria. Most of our colleagues don't even have respect for us. How come we're able to tolerate them, but at the same time, we are not able to live or find means to live together in peace, recognizing the differences of opinion among us, especially with respect to those that we say that we love and want to build our life together? How is it possible that we are all our rights are valid only when it comes to the person that we love, that we should build our life together with? But when it comes to those that we only spend 4 or how many hours a day, and maybe the 20 years of our life, we are not going to see them anymore. We are very respectful, we are very considerate, we put in place every understanding to be able to accept the person's different opinion, different approach, different religion, and everything. But when it comes to our own house, we don't want to do that.
Hmm.
Why?
Yeah, that is that is
Why
the
will I be
question
able
we
to
are
respect
asking.
my female boss? Why will I be able to respect my female boss in the office and I cannot respect my wife at home? Is it not
That is the
corny?
question we are asking. It's funny anyway. All right, guys. Please, I have to go now. Please, I got some things to put in place. I have to put my kids on bed.
Mm-hmm.
Why go
Mommy,
sleep?
Thank you so
guys,
much.
it's almost
I
12.
Yeah.
understand.
Almost
I understand that the
evening.
Yeah.
topic is very is triggering.
So
When we started earlier on, Frank, before you
I have
came,
to go
I
now.
told everybody they should put on their trigger warning lamp or button. They should get it close to themselves. And mind you, Tiasha, you are the one that asked for this topic. Oh, you leave me in Joshua. Oh. It is Tiasha. I'm calling out my friend. She wanted this topic. So we are talking about it. Hmm? This topic is
No,
crazy. It's crazy.
listen.
I wish we
It's
didn't even
I
do
just
it,
I
but
just want to add
we still
one
have to do
thing.
it anyway.
I just want to add one thing. When you said your prime minister is woman and you don't know her partner and whatever, and if it was the opposite way around, what I also see is that the media and how the society is made, like there is always more focus on the woman than a man. Is like who is gonna be the next president and how is the first lady gonna look? How is the first? It's always about how I remember, and I was not really proud when I will use this example when Trump became a president. um, all eyes more of how he's gonna do it. It was more on his model wife, who is from my country as well. How she's gonna be as a first lady.
Mm.
And I feel like that nobody is talking about the other way around. And it's, you maybe put it in a way that maybe a woman, doesn't bring a man forward to this extent. But when we are talking about these presidents and whatnot, these people in a position, I feel like that the media highlights a woman that more than a man. You get what I mean? Like it's not that maybe it was a woman's decision that she doesn't want to bring man. That's just my chip to put in, because it's what you said. Yes, it is probably in many cases. But when we are talking about this celebrity kind of a life, of this, how they call it, a whipped cream of the society, with a cherry on the top, it's more like, I think that it's the media that highlights it. How she's gonna dress, how she's gonna look. Even when royal family, when they were getting married, nobody cared, for example, how Harry's gonna be dressed, but everybody was like, how is her dress gonna look, you know? And then there was a comparison, to who she kind of got it out. Did it look like a Princess Diana because she had this? You get what I mean? It's always eyes on a woman. So I think that we
Yes.
also need to look at it from this perspective. But to just put my, I wanted this topic. I wanted this roasting. I wanted this honesty. I wanted this rawness in it. I wanted the truth. I wanted to see the caliber of people that are gonna be here. How to, because there were certain challenges also in between. How you're gonna handle it and stuff.
Of
However,
course.
like I 100% stand by it, and I think that it was a great topic. It was something that obviously we were not looking for a solution whatsoever. We were here to speak gender to gender, how we
Of
see things,
course.
a little bit of banter, laughter, making fun, roasting, as I said, and stuff. And I think that it's very much, at least from my side, appreciated, you
Yeah,
know.
me too.
And I think that the topic was on point, especially with what we are dealing up today with. So yeah.
No, no, no. Thank you so much. I bought the idea as well. I'm just underlining the fact that look, it's difficult because seriously, we live when 2024, everybody would have agreed now. at least basically that we are all equal. But like they say in English too, we are all equal but different.
Yeah,
Yeah,
equal but different. Yeah,
We,
yeah.
we are
yeah.
equal but different. But
But no,
oftentimes when
that's
we talk
also
about
the
equal,
beauty of it, you know?
yes,
Because if
and
we were all
Tisha,
the same, it would be boring, you know?
you know, our discussion today just underline the differences among us, despite the fact that we are equal. And this is a bitter pill to swallow, personally. I know
Hmm.
for a fact there is no woman out there that don't want to make money and uplift her family. That is a fact as well, because why do you make money? It is for the well-being of your family. EC
Yeah.
is here with us. EC in total self-development, financial freedom, and everything. Is she doing all of these things just to better herself? Is to extend it to her family and immediate loved one. This is a fact. But
Definitely.
that still does not change the fact, statistically and from long experience in life, that look, whether I agree or not, oftentimes the success of a woman does not automatically translate to the success of the husband per se. One, and why is this? Because even the way we are made biologically, because over and over again, from a lot of women that are different from us tonight, when a man is no longer that provider, the man is no longer attractive as a husband, and the man loses all the value and valor that comes with what having a husband is all about. So, if I
Mhm.
pretend tonight not to recognize that aspect as well, it will not be correct. If I only just have to,
Definitely. That's why I said I understand statistics. Fine. There is database that carries this and that's okay. But just because what you said now, it's also why I brought certain details into it as well. Because statistic is statistic and we all know how statistic works and it's not always in the favor of everyone, you know? Even
they
when they are
just follow the
calculating the
aggregates.
right, let's just take statistic for example. When it comes to, let's say, salaries, they'll be like average yearly income is like that. Half of the people is going to be offended by it
Yes,
because that's not their fact. That's why I don't like these statistics and I don't like to, I mean, when it comes to this kind of things, it's very, I don't know. It's just taken from the surface. You understand? Let's just scrape that off and just take it and use it. But what about those deeper stories? Those deeper struggles, those, heart to heart things there that are, more relatable to normal human beings than those on a higher end.
hmm,
That's why I did, when he was explaining, like Frank, when he came in with his explanation and, the points that he was thinking, yeah, like I get it. And that's completely fine. We are not disputing that. But so and so, because if we are here talking about it, let's talk then. Let's not
yes,
deny the truth. Let's not deny that what is under the surface.
absolutely, absolutely. I'm really,
Yeah.
really grateful. Thank you
So,
guys for the opportunity. And
Easy. It was a
at least
pleasure.
along the line came Frank to support me, because it was not,
Well, yeah, you were
it was not
lucky. You
fair,
felt lost at the moment there. You were desperate. I could feel it.
because the bullet was coming from left and right. So
yeah, but no, it was
I
really,
understand, to be
really
very
an
honest with
interesting
you.
day. And I pray that as many that will listen or as many that have listened, they will be able to pick points because we,
Yeah,
we did not come here to point fingers. We said the reality, the truth, and
yeah.
how we can even better if there are ways that we have been living that was not corresponding. We learn every
Yes,
Mm.
day. I have learned a lot here also personally. I've taken things. I put some notes down because as we talk,
Especially those 3 points, Easy. You need to frame them and put them above your bed. Very
um,
important.
as we are talking, you say yours, and we learn from each other. So tonight was
Yeah.
absolutely.
uh, was a great one, and I pray we'll do more of this because it's really, really,
Amen.
really,
I'm in.
yeah, yeah, I
I'm
really
in.
like. Yeah, the only thing we'll do, we'll try to time ourselves so that we'll finish on time and go to bed. Tomorrow is Sunday. Yeah,
Of
so we can
course,
go
of
to bed.
course, of
Mm-hmm.
course. That will
Yes,
be very
yes.
Sure.
necessary. In conclusion, let us just read this comment from Mr. John. Maltreated, mistreated, men have 20% of the treat women got, the world will
The
be
matrix,
better.
if men have
Okay, if men
50% of the,
have 20% of the treatment women get, the world will be
the
better.
world
When
will
we're
be
talking
a
about
better
the law,
place.
I believe.
Yeah,
I think,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, we agree on this, Mr. John. The law favors women, but there is a reason why it is like that. It is not because the world is against men. At least this is what I believe. There is a reason why every law that is passed that looks like it's in favor of a woman is passed. That is not because we hate men itself.
I
At
mean,
least,
John and the rest of you men, just look at us. Don't we deserve it? Look at this.
okay, women deserve it. Oh, Smarty. Well, man, that's really, really great. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so
Thank
much.
you, my beautiful people. I really appreciate. And believe me, I did not have the intention to put you guys in difficulties or whatsoever. But like you have agreed with
No,
me,
no,
this
no.
discussion has to be had.
I love things like this. You say your truth. I was free
Yes.
talking. I was free talking. Nobody said anything. I think it was. Well, I was free talking. We all said our
Awesome.
truth.
Yes.
As I said, saying our truth, I learned a lot. So thank God.
You
Thank
see,
God. Thank you
you
so
know
much
what
for inviting
he's doing now? You know what he's doing now? After John made that comment about women being treated nicely, now he's being all sweet to us, and thanking us and
Yes, yes, because
yes,
I love to
justifying
make the
that
women of my
sentence.
society happy.
But the truth of the matter is that it is this part of the world that we have this law that treats women nicely. Where I come from,
Yeah,
no
Truth be
law.
yeah,
told,
So
that's
so
yeah.
true.
it's because
That's
it's
true.
because the women here are being protected. What about the women there? So we don't have to, you
That's a
see,
discussion for another day.
for another
Yeah.
day.
That's a
For another
discussion
day.
for
This one
another
is a
day.
full whole discussion for another day. You understand?
It's a
Yeah,
So
I
for
am also
anybody
going to
listening.
sit down now and put all the puzzles now together that I can make a picture of our discussion. So, because it was
Perfect.
so many.
no. Thank you
Perfect.
so much for
Thank,
inviting me. Thank you so
it's a
Thank
much.
you for
pleasure for me.
coming.
Thank
It's a pleasure
you.
for me. And thank
Good
you all.
night
Have a
and
very
take
beautiful night.
care.
Thank you
Night.
for the show. For those of you that watch us, have a lovely evening and beautiful weekend to you all. Bye bye.
Peace out.
Peace
Mic drop.
out.
Poof.